to be here. It's my first time to be on UBC, and I'm grateful to be with my colleague here, Haruna Chove. However much he's saying that playing in Bombo, it doesn't defer Villa, but the 90 minutes will decide the game.
Okay, the 90 minutes will actually decide this game that is tied at 1-1 from the first leg. Of course, that lad, Lawrence Tezicha, heading Vipers into the lead down at the Semberi Stadium Kitende a couple of days ago. But Ronald Sekiganda had other ideas on his head when he popped up late in the game to ensure that the team in blue at home today is leading the game. You watched that game.
Very well.
Let's start with it.
First of all, it was a very tight game. Vipers playing at home, they had much pressure, I don't know why. Then also, I think the coach, the tactics, I don't know why, but from the start, the tactics from the coach, the former coach by now, okay. Rather today, I think, I don't know, but he looked like he wanted a draw, and finally he got it, the home team coach, because even after scoring the game, he had to withdraw all his armed men.
Okay.
He had to put Yunus off, then he had brought in Muchurez, then he had no Cesar Manzuki at the time.
Okay.
Then I liked Olachi. If you watched Chan, I think 2012,
yeah,
the same goal Yunus Centam scored against Burkina Faso, he got the cross from Olachi.
Olachi,
the same cross.
Yeah, he put for
Uganda.
Okay.
And it was a brilliant head. I've not seen many people score that goal in Uganda.
Okay.
So it was a brilliant game. But still, you must credit the Sports Club Villa coach, Edward Kaziwa.
Okay.
He was very tactical. Even after conceding the game, he kept on pressing until he got that goal. If you watch the game, I think this left back for Villa.
Aziz Kayondo.
For Villa.
For Villa, okay.
Ndahiro. He dominated that line all over. Paulo Willa, there is a time when he reached, and I think he lost the hope, okay, that they could even get a goal or win the game. Okay. And I think the 3 or 4 minutes these guys relaxed
is when they pounced.
It's when they conceded the goal.
Yeah, SC Villa showed that they are the giants of Ugandan football, winning the league a couple of times, much more in the Uganda Cup over Sports Club Villa. Chove, our colleague Santos talked about the coaching staff at Vipers back then. It was Kajoba. Kajoba is normal. What is happening in-house, Chove? You are on the public broadcaster, and guys would like to hear from the horse's mouth. You are a director at the club. Please, just reveal information that you think is worth revealing about whatever is happening in-house. Please, don't go beyond. Just reveal whatever you think is within that we can hear from you as a director at that mighty club, Vipers.
Of course, when you look at it, ahead of this big match, headlines have been dominated by negative news on the side of both clubs.
Yeah.
The resignation of Fred Kajoba, 2 days to a crucial return leg match, and even the unpaid allowances and the sit-down strike by the Villa players. I think they have not been in a good way to the build-up of this important match. But going into the game, Kajoba, as a person, took a decision on his own. And believe you me, it was his own. Nobody was involved in it, but that is it. It's now in the past. As a club, we are now moving ahead. We have assigned responsibilities to oversee the club towards up to the end of the season to Paulo Chiwanuka and the rest of the coaching team. So we believe nothing much is going to change, because these are the same people who have been working with Fred. They know whatever has been happening at the club. They know the players, and I believe they will do a good job. And I believe there is nothing much which is going to affect our preparations. And when you look at meetings between Vipers and Sports Club Villa in this Uganda Cup,
yes, sir,
this is going to be the 6th time we are meeting. Incidentally,
shall we first stop it a little there? Let's first bring in Haj Farouk Meiwa to also brief us about what is happening at Sports Club Villa, because you've talked about unpaid allowances, that sit-down strike, the team resuming training 2 days to a big game. So there's been a lot of Chobe calls it bad news, but at times bad news can be the best to build up such games of football everywhere in the world. Haji Farouk Meiwa, first take it on, and what exactly is happening in your camp? Please be as decent as you can. The way Chobe has been, he has put a sugar coating on the matters at the club. You would think everything is going very, very positively in the direction of that sports club.
No, Villa, we are always confident wherever we are playing Vipers.
Yep.
And the issues in the club and the issues of match allowance will not affect the match. That's what I'm 100% fit of it.
Okay.
And as I've said, this man always, when he's going to face Villa, he knows that he's going to face a giant. So wherever he's in the house, it's not going to affect the game. So we are just looking at the game. However much it happened, the allowances and so on, but we are focused on the game for today.
That, as Haji Farouk Meiwa was climaxing that Sports Club Villa is focused on the game. Those highlights are from the first leg. Lawrence Tegisa scoring a goal, a headed goal in that game. And of course, it was cancelled out by Ronald Sekiganda. We come into this game, big one. 1-1 it is. And two clubs that simply hate to love each other. They do not love each other at all because of the history surrounding this tie. Ronnie Santos.
Yes.
I think you've got wind of a couple of players that have been designed duty to come and secure a result for each of these clubs. Which one are you comfortable with to tell Ugandans about?
Of course, having to be the agent of JUNE.02, first of all, it is a privilege. He's scored goals. He was unlucky not to score in the first leg. I believe today he might be the big point. That is, in case Vipers are to secure anything today or something today, then it should be in the hands of JUNE.02. I don't know. I expected this and Gariwango also to put up a show, because he had just come in when actually Villa scored the equalizer. Yeah. When you look at the lineup today, Gariwango is not part of the starting lineup.
Tell Ugandans the lineup, Santos. Tell Ugandans the lineup.
Vipers are starting with Sekaja, Paul Wira. Then in the defense, they have Mlondo and Haridi Rwariwa. Then the left back will be Aziz Kayondo. Midfield, he has Siraj Sentamu, Bobos Biarohanga, and Abdukarim Watambara. Then a forward of three, Oriti, Yunus, and Caesar Manzoki. Okay,
Chobe, Haruna, you know these players up close and personal. I'm sure you've got a hand in some of these players coming down to that great club, Vipers, a sports club. But as you tell us the history of the tie, do you think you've put out a lineup that can secure you that result? Because you need to score to stand any chance.
Yeah, when you look at the lineup, Coach Paulo Chio, I believe, has decided to go offensive. You know, the best way of defending is to attack your opponent. And looking at the players he has picked, he has opted to go for the formation of 4-3-3, whereby Oliti, Sentamu, and Manzochi will be hunting for the goals. Then behind them, it will be Karim Watambala and Bobos. So he's sitting Siraji Sentamu as the only holding midfielder. I think it's quite a decent lineup, capable of producing the results Vipers needs to see them through to the next round. You know, ahead of the kickoff, it can only be a draw of more than one goal to see Vipers through. Any goalless draw, of course, will be in favor of Sports Club Villa, and an outright victory to either side will also see them through to the next round. So when you look at the players he has picked, I believe it's a decent team, and it can give good results.
Yeah, before I bring in Haji Meiwa to tell me the players that trained at Sports Club Villa yesterday evening, maybe we can pick from that to know which the coach Edward Kaziba has lined up. Chobe, just talk Ugandans through the history of this tie, please. Please talk Ugandans through the history of this tie, because they actually out there itching to know who is the favorite in this based on history.
Of course, this is the 6th time Sports Club Villa and the Vipers are meeting in the Uganda Cup since 2006, when Vipers joined the top tier league. And when you look at the previous meetings, the 4 of them happened at the same final stage. In 2009, we were pitted against Sports Club Villa in the semi-final, and the first leg was at Nachivo Stadium. By then, where Vipers used to host its home matches, it ended in a 2-0 draw for Villa through Kurununji Andrew. He scored both goals, and interestingly, by then he was a student at St. Mary's Chitende. Then in the return match a week later, which was played at Nambole Stadium. Vipers managed to win the return leg 1-0 via Andesali's strike, but it wasn't enough to see the club through to the final. And Villa went on to win that particular cup, beating the URA 2-1 in the final. Okay. Then again, we met when Vipers was under Diego da Costa.
Okay.
It was at the same final stage again, and this time, unlike the previous one, this time Villa hosted its matches at Wankurukuku, and that's where the first leg was. It ended in a 0-0 draw. Then the return leg was at St. Mary's Stadium at Chitende, which Vipers managed to win 1-0 to qualify for the final, whereby we met KCCA at Bukedea Emokori grounds, losing 1-0 through Julius Porotoi's header. Those are the 4 meetings prior to this one, and this is the first time we are meeting Villa at the quarter-final stage. Of course, the first round, the first leg, we all know, ended 1-1, and it's all to pray for in this second leg. But as we start, of course, being at home, like it is on paper, Villa starts slightly ahead with a 60% chance of taking this one. But of course, in Vipers, they are meeting a club capable of producing results, irrespective of any team they are facing. Yeah, as you inch closer to that kickoff, big kickoff, those are live pictures soon coming to you from the Bombo Military Grounds, where Sports Club Villa hosts its game. And of course, Haj Farouk Meiwa has followed the club since they started training again a couple of days ago. We don't know whether they've rightly been on strike or been training undercover. Haj Farouk Meiwa, which players have you seen training? Which players can your Ugandan fans, Villa fans, expect to light up this game today and get you the result over an internal enemy, I know?
Apart from the injuries Villa is having, the full team is around. Okay. And the coach is the final say on the lineup. According to the club and according to the players, they will only need to have confidence in themselves. However much we have been in the situation whereby they were not been training at the ground, but behind the door, they were training. Okay. So the issue is the players to have confidence in themselves and they will play the game. It doesn't depend who is going to start. So long as the coach has given you the chance, you take it. That's all.
And of course, my colleague Ronnie Santos, Waka Papura, Dr. Waka Papura, now has the lineup from Sports Club Villa. We expect the 11. Please, Ronnie Santos, which are the players that Edward Kaziba has summoned to ensure victory over Villa? It's actually funny. Sort of a Vipers. To get the lineup of Villa, you need also to use some money. You travel somewhere and get the lineup. But anyway, he has retained Martin Senkoto, the young goalkeeper, in the posts. Okay. The other time, because Medi Kibiriji had name the lineup. Don't worry, Santos. Let's talk about the lineup.
Martin Senkoto, Joseph Subuga, Derek Ndahiro, Geoffrey Waswa, Moses Chigundu, Fred Agandu, Ronald Sechiganda, Saddam Masereka, Isaac Ogwang, Nicholas Kabonge, and Andrew Chiwanuka. On the bench, Medi Kibirije, Derek Sechiranda, Abdullah Sekandi, Faizo Kaziwe, Muhammad Senoga, Ronald Orachi, and Mohamed Nsereko.
Haj Farouk Meiwa, you've listened to Santos tell us the lineup of the club, that your club is going to use. Are you confident that this can unsettle Sports Club Vipers that came to that very ground in the previous round and beat up on UPDF 3-1 to come to this stage?
It's always confident in our players. That's what I've told you. Wherever he has given a chance, he has to prove himself. We don't have high-class players in the Ugandan league. That one, everybody knows it. If a day is yours, you can take the day. So whatever player is in the lineup of Sports Villa, he has been given a chance. He has to prove himself. He's not going to prove to the coach, but he has to prove himself that the game is in my hand now, and I have to take it there. So wherever is in the lineup, he was selected according to the benefits of himself and how is he going to handle the game. That's why I always encourage players that confidence is the key in the game. Okay. Yeah.
Apchobi Haruna, Villa to get to this stage, eliminated Ndaje University and Onduparaka. You eliminated, previous round it was UPDF. Considering what you've gone through, do you think you have enough confidence and armory in your team to unsettle what Edward Kaziba has put across for his Villa today? That 6 title number 10, by the way. You seek title number 2, isn't it?
Yeah. Of course, like I've told you, it's always a big one when Villa is meeting Vipers. And to take you back, they about this rivalry.
Yeah.
It started with the transfer of Ronald Muganga, I remember very well, in 2006. By then, school-going players had licenses which they used for them to play in the league. Okay. They were called student licenses. And so Ronald Muganga was in Sports Club Villa, but at the same time was a student at St. Mary's Kitende. Yeah. And then time came when he wanted to transfer to Vipers. Villa stood their ground, but when they went to Fufa, when they were asked to produce evidence, because by then, for a student player to transfer to another team, it was only via a consent by the releasing club, or when the club itself failed to pay school fees. And that's how Ronald Muganga ended up in the Vipers, and it hurt the Villa diehards very much. Up to now, they have never forgiven the Vipers about that player. That's how the rivalry started.
Haruna Chobe, and my colleagues in the studio, Haj Farouk Meyu and Ronnie Santos Wakapapula. Please excuse me, let's stop this here and go down to the Bombo Military Barracks, where the two teams are working off. Villa playing at home in the pink today. Villa playing at home in the pink. Please, Ugandans out there, Villa is playing in the pink, not its traditional blue. See you at the halftime.
Thank you.
As we welcome you down here to Bombo Military Playgrounds, where we will have this game that is about to get underway between Sports Club Villa and the team known as Vipers. A very good afternoon. And coming to you live on UBC TV, my name is Jermaine Agesa, and I'm very, very happy to be here, joined by, of course, very esteemed company in the presence of Fifi Fiona Pinky, who is going to be joining us as well for this particular game, the second leg of the quarterfinals between Sports Club Villa and Vipers Sports Club.
Definitely, Jermaine, I'm pleased to be here with you. And to our viewers, it is Uganda's most successful club versus Uganda's most ambitious club, and Vipers Football Club. It was a 1-1 draw in Kitende, and Villa want to make sure that they go and get title number 10 for the Venoms. They've made a lot of finals without definitely getting something. They lost to Victoria University. They lost to KCCA Katsove Julius Poloto in Bukedia 2 seasons ago, but they won against Onduparaka in Nachivubo Stadium. So that means that they are looking on to going to another final. And with that, you have to display Sports Club Villa, who are at home, and amidst all the problems, you think that Villa put up a very good show in Kitende. We are yet to see who is victorious out of the two teams. Vipers in their blue and Villa in pink. That is an irony. Vipers in blue and Villa in pink. I'll repeat that.
Center referee Ronald Madanda will be the gentleman in charge of this one, but as Fifi Fiona Pinky here pointing out, very unconventional, probably because Vipers have to put on their away kit, which is blue, forcing Villa to go to the pink. Something that probably did not sit well with many when this particular kit was
but Villa, the home team, when you're the home team, you dictate what you put on. I believe Villa just wanted to showcase their away jersey, and knowing if they're displaced in the cup, then they may not have another chance again on UBC TV, because the league is elsewhere, you know that. But I repeat, it is Vipers in blue and Villa in pink. Jermaine, that is an irony.
For one who
the mighty Villa in pink. I love pink. My name is Fifi Pinky. But the mighty Villa in pink.
For the traditional Sports Club Villa fans, this would definitely look like sacrilege, but that is exactly how it does stand. And any minute from now, we'll actually get the game underway. The two strikers, center strikers here, Cesar Mankosi, as well as the man known as Ogwang here in shot number 11, right there on your screen. A lot has been said about the off-pitch antics of these two teams. One losing a manager, the other just starting to train recently. Not enough can be said about their off-pitch battles.
But Vipers losing a manager halfway in the season is not news. They have always done that. This time the manager resigned. Of course, what do? They will have to just pick up themselves, use whoever is there. And the manager's number 2 in all aspects, Chiwanuka, is with the team. And I believe whatever Kajoba should have done in this game, Chiwanuka, Paul, will definitely do that.
Paul Chiwa, the gentleman who takes charge of the reins at the moment. You could say for Sports Club Villa, it is probably a chance to get themselves back to the glory days and maybe turn off a bit of the steam that's coming from the fans, given the way you could say their season has been a bit underwhelming. But for Vipers, this could be last chance saloon, given the fact that in the league they're under heavy pressure from the Red Eagles.
Yeterekera butera okucha is a saying in Uganda, and that is what Villa is relying on. Their history speaks for them all the time. But the Venoms, like I said, they're ambitious and want to get into whatever Villa has gotten. That is Paul Chuanka for you with his assistants. Of course, the Venoms were deserted when Kajoba left them on the last hour. You don't leave 2 days to such a big match. I know it was a big blow, but Vipers can carry themselves and see if they can get something out of this match, as we're about to be off, Jermaine.
Anytime now, the center referee will get this match underway, and we'll be bringing it to you from the comfort of your home. The second leg of the quarterfinals here between Vipers and the team known as Sports Club Villa, the Jogos. 26th meeting between these two teams since November 2010, though the record books, of course, do not bode very well for Team Sports Club Villa. Past 25 games, Vipers winning 12, Villa 4, and the other 9 all going to a draw. And it goes without saying, Fifi knows that Villa have lost the 2 games in the league, and it hasn't been a very pretty sight for them.
Yeah, that will not stop them from trying to win this one. But a 0-0 encounter gets Villa through. But I believe Vipers may not actually let that be, because apparently they will need to score. That is why they go out with 2 outright strikers. When you have Yunus and Manzoki, you have one that is very good with the aerial balls, and you have one who is very good with game reading and knows a lot about Ugandan football.
You definitely point out one of the danger men to look out for there, Junior Eunice Sentamu. 16 goals to his name so far in the league, and definitely one to watch out for. We'll be here probing for the goals. But Sports Club Villa is a team that has redefined the 11th hour as far as Ugandan football is concerned. You do not put down your guard until the whistle is blown.
I just like the way referee Madanda is behaving. At one time he was warming up, doing the mchaka style. But then, like we said, for Villa, they don't have a definite goal scorer. Goals come from everybody on the team. That's what will make it difficult for Vipers to track down exactly who has to go in for the goals. Ogwanga can at one time, you have a Chuanka who can also do it, and then you have a Saddam Maserika, one of those that is developing at a terrible speed, and he's got skills with him that I believe can try to beat the defenders of Vipers if not ready.
Well, the whistle is blown and we are underway. Sports Club Villa taking on the team known as Vipers. Sports Club Villa in the milky pink, that is the new jersey. While on the other end, the team known as Vipers, the Venoms in the blue and black, taking on that game and picking up the ball immediately, trying to launch a quick attack up front. Is the team Vipers quickly retrieving the ball in the center of the park. And there's the first foul there. Player brought down there. The quick feet of Abdul Karim Watambala, proving to be a bit of a challenge here for Sports Club Villa. They normally don't start very quickly, Team Villa. They are very powerful towards the end, but if you actually outsmart them at the beginning, it tends to be a bit problematic. As a free kick is launched in there and started off very quickly, crossfield ball getting back into the 18-yard box area. Team Vipers still retaining possession, but here come the fleet feet. Subuga there managing to get the ball away, and that's a throw-in coming up for the Venoms.
We'll get a clear picture of what 9 minutes could look like. Vipers attacking and Villa have resorted to defending in the first minute.
Could we say that's a summary of what to expect in the 90 minutes?
No, we have more 89 to go, and that is just what we've seen in the first minute.
On aggregate 1-1, one of the goal scorers in the particular game, Lawrence Tezicha, is on the bench. Phenomenal young lad, but here comes the team known as Villa, trying to probe the ball up front here. And now giving chase here is Derek Ndahiro. Goes by the tag name, small body, big brain. This time the feet not quick enough to get him to the ball.
Can I say nurtured through the streets of Kamocha? Just like they say streets of Croxteth. I know the football lovers know when we say that he's a hardliner, and the Villa fans want to relate him to oh my God, Nestor is it in his heydays.
Yes,
he was such a young left back that was good and did wonders for Villa. In fact, he helped them manage to scoop up a few titles to their name.
No surprise, he actually went a bit through his tutelage at the Kataka, which, by the way, I noticed of recent has been fenced off, so we might not have many Monda heroes coming in.
So you mean when they fence it, they may not be a stadium?
We might not have as many
We may
people
have
going down there to
may
access
have a
it
complex.
as they used to. Maybe. Derek Nahiro with the throw in there, gets the ball underway here for Sports Club Villa once again, getting into a bit of an embroilment, but manages to wiggle his way away. And Vipers snatch up at the ball, quickly cleared out here by Chigundu for Team Sports Club Villa. Just 2 minutes started and you could already feel the intensity underlying this game. As rightly pointed out here by Fifi, more or less no game illustrates the change in guard in Ugandan football than this one. One team probably looks back to their glory days, the other one that feels their time is now and probably will be for the near future.
That is a gun for you. He's called Sifo, if I'm right. Jermaine, is Sifo a gun? Because I normally watch movies and that is Sifo for you. Livingstone Mulondo, the way from Ginger, taking on the role to throw the ball, decides to go long, but Villa managed to defend that.
As the ball goes all the way back to the goalkeeper here, who starts this one, Bashir Sekaja, gets it back into his 18-yard box area. Interesting array that Team Vipers are actually playing when you have Mulondo taking the throw in. That means their wing backs are going all out into attacking mode as they launch another long ball up front, but it's quickly headed away by the defense. Retrieved in the midfield area, but not so quietly, adaptly holded. So the referee says that's a foul on Ogwang, and a free kick is awarded to Sports Club Villa right at the center of the park.
The irony is that Vipers had resorted to attacking in only one half, and that was a problem for Sports Club Villa. They have chance once again to regain possession, get a better approach, and decide to also try attack the Venoms. Otherwise, they let Vipers come on them each minute, then that means that Vipers would draw first blood.
Well, they will definitely have to watch their tactics here as a few instructions are being issued in the way they actually have to put up their stance. Paul Wheeler, gentleman on the screen here, watching Chiwanuka. Is Villa prepared to get themselves back into this one? A throw-in coming up. Derek Ndahiro with a long one into the 18-yard box area, but quickly cleared away. Vipers managed to avert it out, but a quick first-time shot. Not exactly on target, more or less a bit hopeful.
Not yet settled in the game, Sports Club Villa, but are trying their best to ask some questions, of which Vipers have the answers, of which some will be left blank, because apparently Sekaja is not bothered at all to try get that. And now the defenders, the centre halves, he can try join Sekaja in trying to build play for what Vipers may go for as a crucial goal in the game.
Very beautiful design there on Sekaja's jersey, kind of reminiscent for the fans of the Zebra FC. But they do get the ball here, trying to roll up front here now, racing their way across the flank. But quick interception here coming in from Team Vipers, managing to avert the danger for the moment and trying to get the ball into central midfield area, quickly cleared away. No team settling on this one as yet. There's a very quick turnover in possession. Probably is spelling the intention in this one.
Yeah, we all know, leaving the rivalry aside, no coach would want to open up as quickly as possible. It's a little bit tight. Though it was 1-1, you realize that they know any goal in the match changes the aspect of the game. So that's why I believe Villa, first of all, are very cautious. That approach, they're trying to defend, but also change approach, because they know Vipers is putting the ball down. So as Villa, they're trying sometimes to go for the long crosses through the midfield and chase the ball.
Crossed field ball and quickly intercepted, now retrieved once again, trying to find their way to one of the danger men here. Unis center, unable to get to him, and now retrieved again by Team Villa. Quickly intercepted in the midfield, no settling on possession, but here they come. This could be a break here coming up here for the Venoms. Spreading the ball out onto the wing here, could be a chance for a quick whipped in cross into the center of the park, punched away. First piece of action here for Martin Senkoto, goalkeeper for Team Sports Club Villa, as they try to hustle and bustle the ball away from their danger area. Sports Club Villa having to defend here.
The former president came to the rescue of Villa players and was part of the team that engineered the 1-month salary that was given to some of those players. That is why you see some actually motivated a bit to come into this one, because we know they had gone at a standstill and had refused to train until they were assured that the areas would be paid. But right now we have a free kick.
Given away here by Chigundu, and he goes to the referee's book for his endeavors here. Interestingly, Fifi will later on be letting us know what is the behind story, but Asumana Lishe is a German who's on suspension, and we still don't see him in this game.
I'm told he has come back from suspension after the intervention still of the man at the helm of Fufa.
After the engineering.
After the engineering. So he was recalled back as we have Bobos Biaranga who tried to niche that one in for the Venoms.
Out from the left flank, and a chance to whip it straight to the 18-yard box area. Goes in long, and a free header, but the ball is off target. Off target there. Flag also probably coming up much earlier there for a decent attempt coming in from Abdul Karim Watambala. Industrious fellow in that midfield park.
From one St. Mary's Stadium student to another, that is in Bobos and Karim. It shows you the conveyor belt for the Venoms working for them. And if they maintain that, you never know what can come from there. So many good players go through the school to the club, but some of them leave the club and join other clubs like Villa itself and others in the country.
Well, another one who actually played for the Venoms was the man who was marking him there, Geoffrey Waswa, where the ball goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. Bashir Sekaja starts off the ball very quickly, gets it on long into the midfield area, trying to combat their ways now. Quick turn, very slick move here coming in from the Venoms, but who gives the ball away quite decently as Villa once again clear their lines. And now here comes Ogwang trying to battle here, but standing strong is Halid Luwadida, making sure that ball does not get past him.
You cannot beat him with that speed. He's very good with that. He's very good with rounding off the opponents, and that is why I refer to him as one of those that are best at the role he plays in the country. Halidi Raliwa.
You will definitely find no disagreement from myself here. Quite a fine player, very disciplined, very, very good at game reading.
Did you
tactically
say
astute. Well, on the pitch,
okay.
on the pitch,
okay.
on the pitch.
Okay.
If you look at the way he galvanizes the team.
Okay, I'll leave it at that. Villa attacking from the left side.
Trying to get the ball in. Here comes Derek Ndahiro getting the ball away. That was actually Chuanuka. Whips the ball in, and a chance here for Villa. They could have drawn fast blood. That was a point-blank range. You will not get so many chances, and the expressions on the bench say it all. That probably was the chance for Villa to draw fast blood in this particular game. Beautiful run on the wing. Did you wonder why the entire Vipers team was drawn out? Nobody marking on the opposite end. A beautifully laser-guided cross. He needed to be pinpoint on his... I think, did that hit the crossbar?
No, I think it went way above the bar. The idea was there. It was a sliding header, but apparently he lifted it a little bit too high. It needed to slightly be brought down, but that is also a message to the Venoms that Villa could attack any minute.
They will not want to go slacking as we approach the 10th minute of this particular game. Villa nil, Vipers nil. This is the Uganda Cup. Second leg of the quarterfinals. A place at the semi-finals already up for grabs, with an assurance that we shall definitely have a new champion, as Proline yesterday were dumped out by Bull Football Club. Cross in, headed away by Sports Club Villa, manning that defense and keeping the barricades closed as they get the ball once again now in advanced position. It's 3 against 5. Can they space themselves out? Shows too much of the ball to the defenders of Vipers, and they take the ball away, spacing it out onto the wing. Trying to find a way now to roll this one up front. Is that Abdul Karim Watambala trying to age out some space and carves out some possession. Gets it on here to Siraja Sentamu, places it away, looking for support here. Abdul Karim passes it out onto the wing. Is that Ibrahim Urit out on the wing? Dodges one, trying to find space in here. Crossing, beautiful one, but easily cut out here by the defense of Team Villa. And once again on the attack, trying to find a way to weave the magic in. Another cross, and again it's cleared away. Villa's central defense standing very astute there.
I love
you get the feeling.
The game end to end. Villa has its moments, and now Vipers. Look at Sechiganda literally shouting at his teammates. They need to take their positions and mark well, otherwise Vipers could take advantage through the spaces they are leaving.
It's a gentleman who literally got them that particular goal in the first leg. And now here they come once again, Villa. A bit too ambitious there. That will definitely go to the goalkeeper, Bashir Sekaja. But Vipers, the game plan is pretty clear. Get the balls to the wings, whip them in, and probably try to wiggle them in, trying to use this height of Cesar Mankosi. That means, for me, Fifi...
Why do you call him Mankosi?
Well, I think that's how they pronounce his name on his from his side.
Okay, so you're also from his side.
No, I try to pronounce it. I wouldn't want to call you Namiro.
When they say Namir.
I would prefer to pronounce you as it should be, Namiro.
Okay, let's me leave you with their side.
Getting the ball in here. But that, of course, leaves a big question. When does UNICENTAM get into the game?
I don't know. It's because Vipers are not having the best supply. Creativity a little bit too low, and they are using the wide areas. We are seeing process, so that means that they have not been late to come in through the middle, and that's where Yunus would probably be operating from. But I believe as the game goes on, you'll also try to shift according to the tactics now, being embroidered by his teammates.
Well, looks like possession here is for Aziz Kayondo. Shot number 23 gets the ball again from the goalkeeper, Bashir Sekaja. Still holding on to the ball, manages to space it out back into the defense. Held up here by Khalid Luwadira, passes it on to his partner here, Morondo Livingstone, in possession. Gets the ball on, looking for a quick touch, 1-2, back to Morondo, now opts to clear it further up front, and Villa take possession once again, but only to clear it from the danger zone. And Vipers once again advancing across the center line. This is Aziz Kayondo holding on to the ball, try to space themselves out here. Solitary Vuvuzela continues to cheer the players on down in the Bombo Stadium as the referee blows his whistle there for a foul. It's a free kick coming up here for Team Sports Club Villa. Players still wrenching on the ground. Junior UNICENTAM fouling the captain here. Probably the first attempt we've actually seen him in proper action here.
Yeah, I think he's been kept at bay, but you don't write him off until 90 minutes. He's one of those that could go silent for a few minutes, but then launches an attack when you don't expect him. We talked about the Vuvuzela. I believe it's Kamodo. Kamodo,
yes,
the legendary Kamodo. Kamodo is now for Vipers. Villa themselves have a young lad also who goes for the Vuvuzela, but we are yet to see if there is still also competition amongst them there as the 12th player for both teams.
Well, there you go as they get the ball once again. Vipers trying to battle up the ball here. A bit of a tug there, but the referee lets the game continue as looks like Villa is winning the aerial duels at the moment as they now get the ball to Caesar. Caesar in possession, tries to cross the ball in first time here. Quick attack, and the ball is headed away. Good defending, further cleared on there. Fred Agandi also dropping back to work out something in the defense there. The ball is chipped in. Now who's available? Trying to collect up the pieces here. Long ball up front. Villa using the Route 1 football. Playing a long ball up front and hoping that Ogwang can actually chase it and retain it. It turns out to be another foiled attempt here for Team Villa. Vipers pick up the ball in the center of the park. Long ball whipped up into the forward line. Chested down here by Caesar. Gets the ball away. Mankosi getting it on. Now who's available in the midfield area? Quickly picking up this one. Team Vipers, long probing press up front. Villa attaching about 2 defenders to the lead striker here. That looks like a handball. Referee will award a free kick here for the Venoms. Quickly started.
Yeah, I think they did take care of the details. That is why whenever Sentamu gets the ball, he's surrounded by 2. Kaziwa knows the threat Yunus poses, so they don't allow him to freely get it here. That is a handball.
From Saddam Masereka. Put his hands out there, and it was quickly taken by the Venoms. Start off the ball once again out on the left, hoping to cross it in, but not a very good cross there. Just giving possession away to Team Sports Club Villa, who now get a chance to regroup from the back and try to launch an attack forward. Passing the ball away. As Fifi pointed out here aptly, if it ends 0-0, it's advantage Sports Club Villa, given the fact that they scored a goal away from home.
Actually, in the Uganda Cup, you realize that that's what they've done. Against Ndeje, it was 0-0 there. Then they went away, and that's why they managed to scoop it. Against Onduparaka, it was the same. They won away at the green light and came and managed to make it 0-0. With the Venoms, they did 1-1, and if they can register the same 0-0, then they are good to go. But unlike Ndeje and Onduparaka, Vipers are a team that you think may not go 90 minutes without scoring.
Easier said than done, this team known as Vipers. Well, also, Villa have picked up 2 red cards in the league against Vipers, something they'll be hoping does not happen today. You do not want to face off with this team as they break away here. Some very good speed being shown here by Junior UNICENTAM, and is fouled, and that's a free kick.
Yeah.
Free kick awarded, and yellow card coming out here instantly.
Going to Sechiganda.
Looks like it goes to Sechiganda.
He's done complaining and was at the incident not very happy with what he's gotten. Yeah, but he left the ball and went for the legs of the opponent. Yeah. For me, that is a yellow card. His Uganda, that is a little careless of him because the ball had already eluded both of them.
Was that a fortunate dribble from Unicenter? Looked like the ball had also slipped away from him. Either very good skill or very lucky.
No, I just think he's a bit lucky.
All right, gets the ball on. Free kick is brought in and palmed away by the goalkeeper, Martin Senkoto. And there's a free kick here, a throw in coming up for this gentleman known, for the team known as Vipers. As they get the ball away, getting it on up front here now, trying to race forward once again. Beautiful dribble there. Takes his time now, floats the cross into the box area. The goalkeeper picks that one up.
Yeah, he's called to duty. The height not equivalent to some of his counterparts, but you realize he actually goes up and gets the ball on time. Confirmation of the yellow card. The Vipers coach is not settled. The interim coach is not settled. That is Chiwanuka. He knows. I normally tell people one of the hardest teams to coach is Vipers. They don't expect to be second. They always want to be number one. If you don't achieve that, you know you're in trouble. So we know Chiwa is sitting on a frying pan.
And he will definitely want to put his best foot forward, because who knows, if he actually gets the team clicking, then this could be his position, not on interim, but on permanent. Maybe. Gets the ball away as they pass it on into the midfield area again. Vipers retrieving possession, holding on, getting it onto Aziz Kayondo, trying to whip in a quick pass here, and now squared away up onto the wing. Beautiful through pass here, looking for Caesar Mankodzi, unable to get to him as they play back onto the wing once again. Control excellent. Team Vipers getting it on, looking for Abdul Karim Watambala, unable to get to him there. Trying to make a quick change in here, and the ball just goes wayward there. It looks like it's going to be a goal kick. Bobosi Byaruhanga, another firebrand that is in the Vipers ranks, and probably one who will have a long career on the national team if things go according to plan.
Yeah, that is why Jonathan McKinshaw had to build the Cranes player around him. In one place, then that can happen. But we know what happens with Ugandan footballers. 1-2 good seasons, and you know what happens. They're all taken over, they don't concentrate, and they normally lose it. But then if he has good counselors, good guardians, you never know what can become of him. Villa attacking.
As they get the ball up front here, placing it forward and trying to find a quick interception there. Took a Hail Mary shot and was quickly intercepted. As Vipers now retain possession once again. Picking up the ball from deep, Eunice Junior Sentamu gets the ball away. Vipers retaining possession much better than I can retain some of my letters, rather than misplacing a Z for a K. Manzoki Caesar Jobi, that's his other name, Jobi? The other name on the passport?
Yes, you're right.
Gets the ball here. I need to be able to keep my letters better than Villa is keeping the ball. Throw in coming up.
In getting a yellow card, Uganda was given an injection. He's now very careful with when to attack, with when to go in those tackles. You can see him just standing beside the opponent sometimes, and I believe it's because of the yellow card. So in the second half, if Kazwa is going to make changes, he should start with him.
Well, they do get the ball up front again, and well controlled in the midfield area there. Good, beautiful pickup here coming in from Nicholas Kabonge. As Vipers retrieve possession once again, and now launching another attack coming in from the center. Nice step up here, setting it up for Caesar. Caesar throws the ball up onto the wing. This could be the big break that Vipers have been looking for. First time shot, pretty audacious. I'm not sure he would have hit the target from that angle, but he still took it, and it went out for a goal kick.
Yeah, he's apologetic about that, but sometimes it's good to try. If you don't try, you never know what can happen. Paul Wheeler for you through police before joining the Venoms, and has been a very good asset for them, sometimes taking on the armband in the absentia of Halidirwaliwa due to injuries.
Looking at another goal kick clearance here for Team Villa, probably being the most of the action that Martin Senkoto has actually had in this game. Loads of clearances. But to his credit and Villa's defense's credit, he hasn't really had much to do to keep the team at bay.
Yeah.
As they get the ball on up front again, looking for Caesar. The dreadlocked lanky striker up front manages to set it up into the wing. And our quick tag and tussle, but the referee says advantage for the Venoms as they cross the ball into the center of the park. This could be a chance coming in for Abdul Karim Watambala, but the goalkeeper comes out, a miscommunication, and the ball is eventually cleared away by Villa. Sports Club Villa beginning to feel the coach of the pressure as the Venoms probably now taking on a more constrictor style, trying to squeeze the life out of them and slowly prod them and get onto that goal area. Now picking up the ball once again. This is Mulondo Livingston getting it to the wings, pressing the team Villa more and more into their own half. And now squaring out the ball into the center of the park. Mispossessed possession, quite casual at that, and that's something that could come back to haunt them. Team Vipers, they keep casually giving away possession, except that Villa seem to be ready to match them in that particular aspect. Throw in coming up. Throw in for Team Vipers as they pass the ball into the center of the park. Shot number 4, Mulondo lobs another cross forward looking for Caesar as they try to control this one through who's available. Manzoki passes it away out onto the wing. Eunice Junior Center more controlling. What can he come up with here? Very fleet-footed. You need to watch him with a very beady eye, or he could be gone in the twinkling of a space as another cross is lobbed in. Dangerous one, but the goalkeeper addresses that one quite easily.
Yeah, unlike his counterpart in Sekaja, because Sekaja at around 6'2", 6'3" feet, he has failed to get some of the balls that are high. They linger around his area and go to the other side. Martin Senkoto, slightly shorter, rising up and doing that. I think it's doing a very good job for Sports Club Villa at the back. But realize the Venoms could actually find this pitch a little difficult to play on. It's a little bumpy, as you can see, leave alone the patches, but it's a little bumpy. When you look at the upper side and the down, you don't see that the ground is leveled.
That probably explains why we're not seeing a lot of Ibrahim Orit in the game. The fact that they're not using his wing. They're looking for probably the smoothest part, but they do get the ball once again whipped in. Remember, the Vipers do play on an artificial turf, and here comes a shot here, but easily blocked away. Another chance at the edge of the box area, quickly picked up here by Team Villa. Can they quickly turn possession into attack? They lose possession instantly, and now picked up once again. Paul Wheeler, another long cross in, a bit of a shove there, and the ball just goes away. Interestingly, it looked like it was a Venoms player that shoved his compatriot.
That is why he stands there wondering why a teammate could do that. But I think they all have one mission: to try put that ball behind the back of the net. As minutes run by, it's still advantage Villa. As long as there is no goal scored, Villa still enjoy the luckiest of trying to go through to the semi-finals and joining the likes of Bull FC, who did do it on today's Wednesday, on Monday, against Proline Football Club.
As they try to break away here, the biggest attacking threat so far has been that wing of Paul Wheeler. And that is where Villa have been getting a lot of issues. But now here they do come, try to get a throw in. Villa wanted to take that one, but the assistant referee says it should be awarded to Team Vipers. They quickly get it on. Passing the ball away, a bit of a tussle here. The referee splits it up with a free kick awarded to Team
I think apart
Vipers.
from the throw-ins, Aziz Kayonda, we've seen less of him trying to cross the balls, and that is his speciality.
As they get the ball away, very attack-minded player, Aziz Kayondo. But should we say the pitch and probably Villa's defense conspiring to keep him out of the game so far. As they play 25 minutes, still Vipers 0, Villa Sports Club Ville 0. Down in Bombo. Picked up here, 25 minutes of the game. Abdul Karim Watambala floats it again to Paul Wheeler. It's becoming more of the sequence from Watambala to Wheeler to a cross, unless Villa intercepts. Ball played through. Back to the center of the park once again. Dribbling one, trying to get past his marker, but Sechiganda says nothing of the sort will go. And now here they come on the attack here. Fleet-footed movement here coming in from Villa, taking on 4 players, one too many, and loses possession. Ball quickly taken away here by the defense of Team Vipers. Very well organized as a through pass was played into Paul Wheeler. Lost his footing, and it goes out here for a throw in for Team Sports Club Villa. Throw in coming up for Team Sports Club Villa. Scorching sunshine down there in Bombo. Wouldn't be shocked if later on we do see a water break awarded in this one. As a throw in is started out here. Vipers.
Are there water breaks in the Uganda Cup?
Well, it might need one.
I saw them in the Women's League. Well, to remind people, tomorrow is the final of the Fufa Women Elite League between Rines and She Maroons. A great game it will be at around midday.
The ball was crossed in there, and the referee says that should be a free kick awarded to Team Vipers.
Yeah, and that's sometimes that calls for a yellow card because he deliberately went in and handled the ball. Yeah, he did that. He stopped the ball with his arms. For me, that is a deliberate move. On any other day, any
Probably
other referee,
could get a booking.
yeah, issues here booking.
Well, a free kick is awarded. And then later on, Fifi will, of course, be giving us a few of the details of that final that's coming up tomorrow. Of course, the two teams in the final already booking their qualification.
Yeah, Rines Football Club, they lost Mr. Richard Biamukama, their proprietor, a few months ago, and they say they play for him. Then for She Maroons, they've been a very good team. Have a player who can fit on any other team, even the male sides also playing. She's very good, Millicent Namwemba. So I anticipate a very good game between both teams as we see the boys in pink. The boys in pink forming a wall, and Bobos shall launch his free kick.
Bobosi gets the free kick in, and Villa quite nearly. Do they score an own goal? Okay, that's a bit of confusion. Is that an own goal? It looks like Villa did score an own goal here. Ball was launched in, and Ndahiro.
Is the goal counted?
The referee did point to the center of the...
Yeah, just looking at the arrangement of the footballers coming in, looks like the ball went in.
It was a header there from Derek Ndahiro, and it appears ball crossed the line.
Yeah, it is the assistant referee. Well, that's when we need VAR, but we don't have it in the country. But that means the assistant referee, that is his territory. What happens?
Well, we'll still definitely need to get a bit of clarification there, but it would be very unfortunate for Derek Ndahiro to have put the ball into the back of his own net if it actually did go through, and would probably give
yeah,
Vipers
it looked like
the
Villa started the game from the center. But apparently we need to confirm if the goal went in. Nobody celebrated, yes.
It would be inches.
Yeah, but for me I think it's a goal. Where? Yeah, it's a goal for the Venoms.
Would be very narrow margins. Throw-in awarded here.
So we need clarification, Jermaine, because I did see Villa taking the ball to the center.
Weird scenes. The truth is the ball was actually brought to the center, but even the goal itself very suspicious here as the ball is brought in now, cleared away, trying to battle up for this particular one. Villa need to get back to concentration levels because now they are at a disadvantage as a quick touch is played in. Nice 1-2 touch coming in from Derek Ndahiro, setting it up onto the wing. Who's available, trying to cross the ball in first time here, but the ball is taken away, and now trying to figure out a way to get back into this game. Confirmation, Vipers did get the goal, and they lead this game by 1-0. Derek Ndahiro now to make the throw in for Team Villa. A little more urgency in their game here as they try to get the ball into the box area, trying to battle for this one. Sechiganda, but the ball is cleared away, and now the ball ricochets off the chance here. Could be a position. Goalkeeper comes to pick up the ball. Dilly-darling in the box area. That was another decent chance for Team Sports Club Villa after some reckless defending from Team Vipers.
Just like the first leg, they need to chase again. But of course, Derek Ndahiro will not be pleased with what happened. It was an own goal coming from him, and Villa need to avenge that to come into this game. As it looks, Vipers have changed the approach of the game.
They definitely have to, because it's all or nothing at the moment. This is the only other opportunity they do have to try and stay within this tournament and probably get some silverware for themselves this season.
Well,
but at the moment, they are chasing.
Are you writing them off in the league? It is a little too close to call. 4 games to go. You think Express and URI are better placed?
Mathematically, I wouldn't see Villa.
It is a difference of 2 points. No, Villa, of course, cannot come back. Cannot. Hey, Vipers, Villa cannot come in and win the league.
It would be very far-fetched, but they do get the ball once again, trying to pass this one. The league altogether is going to be one which we're going to talk about for ages. That is a tight 3-horse race, and one that I believe I'm definitely looking forward to next week.
Livingston stretched on this one to move far right to try and defend. As it looks, Villa now are chasing, trying to amplify and correct Derek Ndahiro's mistake. For once, it looked dramatic. Vipers did not celebrate at all. I don't know, that happens when a team needs very many goals and they just pull back one. But this is a goal that gets them through and they just stood there. So that is why at first it was very, very funny in the manner that Villa conceded.
Cesar Manzoki was actually asking for a free kick or something of the sort when the referee blew the whistle. They seemed pretty stunned themselves as well, and eventually is when they ran away.
They seemed shocked and surprised. That was a surprise too, but finally it is the confirmation. Vipers have managed to score and draw first blood like we normally call it, and they stand at a better advantage. Paul Kiwa cannot stand in one place, always directing and giving out instructions for his players now to be a little alert and cautious on the approach.
Pretty animated on the touchline as Villa get themselves a free kick here. Aggregate 2-1 in favor of Vipers as Mulondo tracks back here to do some defensive work. But the attacking opportunity goes away from Team Villa, and that's another goal kick coming up here in possession of the team known as Vipers. Let's get another quick replay here on that particular goal. Ball. It's a tricky one.
I know it's a tricky one.
On the fence.
Yeah, as you're on the fence, the assistant referee is signaled for goal, and the referee pointed at the center. But for me, I knew it was a goal. But then the reaction from both sets of players, most so those that scored, is one that amused me. But it's a goal.
I think the only people who were pretty certain of what was going on were the referees, but the players, both sides, and us in the commentary booth were equally amazed by how that did turn out. But they do get the ball, clearing it out here once again. Sports Club Villa once again retained again by Vipers. It's a ping-pong game of sorts in terms of possession. No team retaining it long enough, and now there's a player brought to the ground. Agandu.
Fred Agandu is apologetic. The former Victoria University, Chira Young, Bull FC, at one time wanted to play with Ondu Paraka. He's experienced and he's a versatile one, can play all positions. That's why we see him deployed today deep in the midfield. At one time you can see him at right back, and sometimes if you don't have the defenders, he can act as a center half. Paul Kiwa refueling the tanks of his players as the captain, Haidi Rualiwa, is discussing something that could be of importance. He's apologetic to the referee. Whatever he did, we are yet to know.
He was actually talking to the goalkeeper there, Bashir Sekaja, getting a few instructions from him, as Molondo did get also his instructions from his coach Chiwa. But they do have a free kick here, whipped in by Bobosi Biaruhanga. Wicked swerve on that one as the ball is taken away from the wing area and retrieved again. Eunice Sentamu trying to get onto the ball, touch 1-2, playing some quick interceptions here on the wing. But Sports Club Villa turn out victorious there with a quick free kick awarded. And now they try to venture forward, trying to get back into this one. Saddam Masereka hasn't really seen a lot of the ball today. And now into the center of the park. Can they advance here, pick up something as Sports Club Villa? Meanwhile, Vipers dropping back now in numbers to defend. Launching a ball through now, looking for the through pass. Quick touch, very delicate passes here coming in from Villa. And an audacious shot there.
Yeah, it was goes over the bar. A very good turn, but the shot is appalling, and yet he had teammates on both sides of the pitch. There was one on the left and there was one on the right. Then he decided to go for goal. It was a long distance, and I'm not sure. I guess he was also not sure where he was kicking the ball to. Bobos there, midfield maestro.
And definitely having his work cut out today. The midfield of Vipers is doing quite a tremendous job, forcing Villa farther and farther within their own half. It seems to be working today.
They have an unsung hero in Siraja Sentamu. That is why when they let him go to URA, they realized he's the kind of player they needed again and had to work around the clock to get him back. So whenever he plays, the likes of Bobos, like you say, have work cut out and always have big chances moving forward.
Aggression not tolerated here by the referee, and a free kick is awarded to Team Vipers. 35 minutes played, or 36 minutes played so far. Vipers 1, Sports Club Villa 0 on aggregate 2-1 in favor of the Venoms.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about the goal scored, and looks like Ndahiro scored the goal with the hand. I'm wondering why he's not sent off.
Well, here they come, breaking away. This could be another chance to double the tally. Into the box area, there's a shove here, and the referee says that's a goal kick.
Yeah, Jermaine, if I'm right, allow me put my mind out. if Ndahiro scored the goal, it was through the arm. Why isn't he off? Or why isn't he yellow carded? Because he scored with an arm.
Probably a similar situation to why we actually did see a handball, a deliberate handball, and we didn't see a yellow card as well.
Okay. Sometimes people say the referee, there is that law of common sense, and sometimes they think Villa have already been punished by a goal. But for me, if he scored with a hand, anyway, let me leave that at that.
The law of double jeopardy.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they just got away with that, but that would be a big blow if they actually got sent off after conceding a goal. And here he comes, the man in question, Derek Ndahiro, loses possession as the ball is brought on once again, trying to clear their ranks here. Now here could be a quick break coming in for Sports Club Villa. Goalkeeper called to save. Beautiful opportunity, one-on-one, point blank. And Bashir Sekaja stands strong. Beautiful opportunity, probably the best that Villa have had. Another point blank save. Decent opportunity, and they do get themselves a corner kick on this one.
I think it's a reason as to why we have him start ahead of Fabian Mutombora. Of late, he's been very good for them. The custodian, just one-on-one. Whoever placed it where he was, just advancing from his line, opening up his body and allowing the ball to hit one part and go upwards. That is how Villa managed to come in, and then Vipers were saved through Sekaja's heroics.
And another long cross is brought in once again, and Sekaja picks that one up. But as Fifi did point out there, beautiful cross there from Chiwanuka. Just laying it in the right place. Ogwang tapping it in. And you have to give a lot of credit to Sekaja to manage to keep that one out and keep the Venoms in the lead. Started off again in possession, the Venoms, blue and black, holding onto the ball. Beautiful Tanya picking out a pass on the left here, and now advancing forward. Another long cross, but nobody there in the box area to retrieve. And the ball is quickly picked up on the opposite wing here, picked up here. That is Abdul Karim Watambala, floats it back into the box area. A melee in the box area, nobody clearing it out this time. And Siraji Sentamu manages to get in position, clears it away.
But Villa have no numbers up front, so Vipers can possess again.
You would be mistaken, or you would be forgiven for thinking Villa already have a red card, because they have no numbers up front. They also have no numbers on one wing.
And now it becomes a little tricky for them, because what do they do? Do they concentrate on defending, or they attack outright?
Well, I'll tell you what they need to do. They need to watch their left flank. Many times, Paul Wheeler and Abdul Karim Watambala find too much space in that wing, and it's getting too easy for them time and time again. Did see a bit of a melee in there, and eventually Villa managed to get the ball away.
Uganda restored parity in trying to go for again. Sekaja saves the day. Sekaja is becoming a hero for the Venoms. Yeah, they will ask me, isn't he paid to do that?
Well, there's doing your job, and then there's excelling at your job, and looks like he's going for the latter at the moment. Ball brought through. Once again, another chase here for Team Vipers, breaking into the box area. Chance to unleash a shot here, and quickly spilled by the goalkeeper. Almost brought back in, and finally gets back and picks that one up. Eunice Sentamu finally getting into the game, and when he does, forces the goalkeeper to spill the ball.
And Manzoki wanted to get in the rebound, but failed at the attempt, only ballooned the ball to give Sports Club Villa leeway in trying to defend that.
Surviving by the skin of their teeth here, Team Villa. They will have to watch more critically. But that's the question. Do you defend? Do you attack? As Fifi asked here. For Villa, still a riddle for them to figure out here.
Okay, I'm being corrected here that the goal for the Venoms has been credited to Bobos Biaruanga, and Ndahiro got his hand on the ball when he had already crossed the line. Okay, Bobos now is becoming one of those that is haunting Sports Club Villa whenever he meets them.
Well, that speaks to his prowess at the dead ball situation. If he could get it straight from the free kick into the back of the net. Beautiful stuff it was here from Biaruhanga to give the team the lead. But here comes Caesar trying to break his way through, running against the defense here. But the defense standing strong, and looks like they outmuscle him in this contest of brawn as a long ball is played up front here. Now Villa could be up on a chase here, but nobody to give support, and at the end of the day, he couldn't even get to the ball as it runs out here for a goal kick. 5 minutes to the halftime, and the Vipers are still leading this particular game by a goal to nil.
It will be painful for Sports Club Villa to lose thrice. It would be like the affairs between Express and URA. Express beat URA home and away in the league, and eventually ejected them out of the Uganda Cup.
not something that they'll want to write home about this particular season. Ball brought through, side off here, into the midfield area. Picked up here, excellent possession for the team Venoms. Long cross up front here, floating it out onto that dreaded wing again. And here comes Paul Wheeler strolling casually into the box area. And the ball is taken away once again. Too many times he's getting into that particular spot. And sooner than later, it will come to cost Sports Club Villa. But at the moment, they are trying to get themselves driven up front and lose possession quite instantly. They're beautiful working in from the midfield maestro. As they try to break away, and the ball is taken on, and that's a throw-in coming up. Eunice Sentamu, goal kick actually coming up.
Yeah, laughing it off. He's wondering what he did, but the referee was just very near the incident, and he's right about that. There was contact, definitely, and Villa have the free kick to their name. Can Villa try to come back? They did in the last minutes of the second half at Kitende, but right now they have very more in the second half. But in the first half, you know, the Venoms also could go for a different change of plan during the second half, so you have to do everything right to level matters before minutes elude.
Well, if they're to come back in this game, they have to solve the affair in that midfield of the man known as Siraje Sentamo. He seems to be anchoring everything for the Venoms, and they just can't find a way past him. Free kick awarded. Free kick, and now looks like the opposite number, Sechiganda here, going forward this time. Quite stylish, his movement, the lanky fellow, as he was brought down, getting a free kick here for the Jogos. But it doesn't come to anything as Bashir Sekaja picks up the ball here for Team Vipers. Quickly starting it off. Long ball up front. Who's available trying to control the ball in the midfield area once again? It was Agandu. Fred rolls forward. Once again gets a nice 1-2, playing the shadow pass up onto the wing. And this could be something coming up here for Team Villa. Chiwanuka at the edge of the box area teases it back in, but just giving it away.
Yeah, nobody came on time just right to meet the ball, and that is to the numbers of Sports Club Villa advancing. They have very few players going to meet the ball. If they had many, if it missed one, then another could get it. But that means that up front they need to change game approach in the Jogos.
No surprise, the man who picked up the ball that time was Siraje Sentamo, but now looks like the referee will brandish another card here as Sports Club Villa are getting a little more reckless on that wing. Chegundu is the gentleman who gets away with a discussion here and a verbal warning from the referee. But that wing is consistently causing them problems. Eunice Sentamo, for all his space and trickery, he's the gentleman who seems to be getting a lot of the rough treatment here from the Villa players every time he gets to the wing. Free kick. Free kick just before the stroke of halftime, 44th minute. The first goal for Team Vipers came from a set piece. They will have to watch this one a little more carefully to make sure a similar scenario does not occur. Eunice Sentamo getting onto his feet once again. Seems to be still grimacing from that pain. As Bobosi Biaruhanga whips in another ball, gets to the particular player. And now there's a bit of confusion there, but the goalkeeper manages to pick up the ball, Martin Senkoto.
Villa lucky just to concede one in halftime. Vipers have probed so many times, and sometimes saved by the young keeper. Villa can try to break. Oh, but the referee signals for end of first half. As it stands, it is 1-0 and the Venoms are leading.
Back to the dressing rooms, it will be a chance for Villa to regroup and restructure themselves and probably pull back another escape, or for the Team Vipers to solidify their attack and probably go on to the semi-finals. Halftime it is down in Bombo. It's Sports Club Villa 0, Vipers 1.
Semakula is almost opposite that wants to trade with China. Semakula has money for his flight, money for his goods, na ye that emergency quarantine money is scaring Semakula. But the Semakula needs to relax.
Because with Subula Express China Trade Connect, he can get access to thousands of traders, save on the airplane ticket, have his goods quality checked, and pay only after inspection when they arrive while still enjoying Katogo in Rufura. Don't worry like Semakula. Sign up to Subula Express China Trade Connect today and experience the most convenient way to trade with China.
Contact us on Africa China Banking Uganda at stanbic.com or call us on these numbers for support and more information.
Stanbic Bank, it can be.
Stanbic Bank is regulated by the Bank of Uganda and customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund.
Well, it's halftime at the Bombo Military Grounds where Sports Club Ira is trailing Vipers 1-0 on the night, and thus they go ahead in this style. Like our colleague Haruna Chobe talked of prior to kickoff, that whichever team scores a goal outright and wins clearly, they are through to the next round of games. Good afternoon, welcome back Ugandans from that type of football. I'm certain that you have enjoyed, and to remind Ugandans, Villa is playing in the pink, Vipers in the blue. I'm still joined in the studio by my colleague in crime, Ronnie Santos Mwine, the man that calls himself Dr. Waka Papula. And of course, two fans from the respective clubs. Haruna Chobe is the director, and of course, Haji Farouk Meyo has played at Sports Club Villa and now is deeply involved in a little things that happen down there. I will engage my colleague, Ronnie Santos Mwine, who has two players on that turf down there in Bombo, but both his players are posting performances on the night that don't read well. I'm certain he will take what I talk in good faith. Yeah,
very true. First of all, Yunus isn't actually connecting well with Caesar Manzoki, but the problem seems the supplier isn't available. Today, they're actually just waiting the closest from Bobo Sibiaruhanga. Aziz Kayondo hasn't done all we expect from him or what he has been doing. Abdul Karim Watambala seems his office is closed still. Then, on the other side, Derek Ndahiro, they said the goal was scored by Bobos, but I saw him scoring an own goal, though they said it was already inside. Not a very good day for them, but they still have 45 minutes to put it up right.
Yeah, Haruna Chobe must be smiling wherever he is watching this from in Studio B, and I'm certain his team now thinks that is in good stead to secure a result against a team that is a bogey side some of the games. The last time Villa hosted Vipers at the Bombo Military Grounds, it was a 3-1 victory for Vipers, and that game was defined by a goal by the Villa goalkeeper from kickoff up to where it was in the net of Sports Club Vipers. Haruna Chobe, how comfortable were you watching the first half? Talk us through that goal. I know you as a man in Uganda who I can trust on being so honest, even if it's against your team.
Of course, I'm a bit disappointed with the pitch. You see, the players are trying to exercise themselves, are trying to expose their talents.
But they have that hurdle.
But the pitch isn't allowing. But that's Uganda. Those are the pitches we have. But I believe we have been treated to a good game. Villa has had its chances, which went begging. They were missed. But all the same, they are still in the game. It's not yet over. Though right now, like it was before the game, because before the game started, Vipers had to score. Now they have scored. So again, Villa have to do the same. The moment they fail, then Vipers will be through. But like you have said, a lot has been said about the goal. But to me, when you look at it, Bobo Sibiaruhanga swerved in that free kick, and in a desperate attempt to clear the ball off the line, it had already crossed the line when Ndahiro Derek tried to clear it away. So the goal has been created to Bobos, and that's one of his major qualities and strength when on the pitch. He is so good in the set pieces. But I have also liked the way Villa has responded to conceding a goal. They went all out for an equalizer and nearly got one. Had it not been the brilliance of Basiru Shekaja, we remember that that point blank save.
Yeah.
That was quite marvelous, and I believe it could prove to be the turning point in this game.
Yeah, now that goal really qualifies Ugandans to be one of those that have quality referees, because the man in charge of that game, Ronald Maganga, is a FIFA referee, and he called it right. No one can complain about that. That is the game. Those are the highlights of the game. But let me bring in Haj Farouk Meiwa, whose team is trailing now and must score. And if they score 1-1, we go into penalties. Haj Farouk Meiwa, you've been in that Villa dressing room before, years gone by, when Villa was a little different from the one we see lately. But what do you think Kaziwa now is telling the players second half against a team that they know is a big enemy in Ugandan football?
It's a hard luck that we are trailing 1-0 by Vipers. But as I said before, the only thing we need to do is to have our self-confidence in the game. And as the game approaches on, I would like to see a creative midfielder in the game, because now everybody, when he gets the ball, is just kicking it. Everybody, when he gets the ball, is just kicking it.
But as you talk Ugandans through that, how did that surely not be a goal? Villa, surely that was supposed to be a goal. Games like this are determined by slim margins. You get a half chance, you've got in all means to score. But go ahead, Haj.
Yeah, that is where we are lacking creativity in the game. Because when you get a chance in a game like this and you don't utilize it, you suffer for the inconsistency. At the moment, we need somebody who can control the game, control the pace of Vipers. Because Vipers, they are now going high. You see that they can do it. But doing it, it's going to be a task on them. Only thing now we need to do is to have a person who can control that game, level the matter. But other than that, it's going to be hard for us.
Yeah, Ronnie Santos, you follow Ugandan players. Haji Meiwa is appealing to his players down there at the Bombo Military Barracks to try and ensure they get a goal now and another to secure them parity, and to secure them progress into the next round. Which players do you think they have, either the 11 on or even on the bench, that can ensure that Haji Meiwa leaves UBC the first time he has come a happy man?
Thank you very much. He really wants, and like any other Villa fan, but from the start, they look disorganized, even from being at home, and you put on pink. This is
and your opponent puts on blue, and
especially
if that opponent is one of your biggest rivalries.
Yeah, it is. It surely shows you what is inside. And to me, they are not ready for this, or they were not ready for this. From the stories we have heard, they have not been training for the past 5 days. They are, on strike. Their captain is on suspension. It is actually proving to the negative stories we have heard before. However, like I said before, this is a team that have got good players with good qualities. They had actually 3 chances, 2 chances. Two chances on Isaac Ogwang. That's Isaac Ogwang, failing actually to tap in an easy goal, 1-on-1. And you have to credit in the brilliance of Bashiru Sekaja, who has been actually on. To me, he's still the man of the match. Then also, Sports Club Villa, they are defending a lot. They are not going forward. They are actually using only Isaac Ogwang and Sechiranda to attack. Every time they get the ball, you see them trying even to place it back. They are only attacking, they are only defending. I believe if they can try to move forward, they are going to get a goal, because Vipers' defense have actually proved to us that they are not that can make a clean sheet in this game.
Yeah, Chobe, I know, like I've told you guys, that Chobe is one of those guys that I'm certain is very honest. Are you benefiting as Vipers Sports Club from the absence of that Gavin Mugweri, the man who is supposed to be at the crane level, but for issues that please don't talk about?
Of course, his absence is being felt by Sports Club Villa. Because when you look at the replacement, that is Moses Chigundu, he has been committing fouls outside the 18-yard box.
Lacking positional sense.
He's even lucky to still be on the pitch. If you can recall that incident where he was supposed to get a second yellow on Yunus Sentamu, that was a clear foul. It was a yellow card, and by now he would be out of the game. But he was lucky, he went away with it. But all the same, I believe Vipers is gaining from Mugweri's absence, because you know, for him, he is very intelligent and he always plays with his mind, not the body. Unlike Chigundu uses his body much, which is not the case with the Mugweri. But like I've said, it's still not over till it's over.
Yeah, Hajmeiwa, as we go back to the second half down there at the Bombo Military Barracks, what is your appeal to the players that they need to do in the second half to ensure that Villa gets that result?
The players is, as I've said, let them have self-confidence on the ball. That's
okay.
The game is played by self-confidence.
Okay.
Whatever you enter the field, have that self-confidence. When you have that self-confidence on the ball, everything will be moving smoothly the way you like it.
Can Villa get the confidence, you think, in the second half?
Yeah, because even Vipers, they are proving us that they are not ready. I mean, because this is a Villa that deserved to go down 3-0, 2-0 half time. If they can still be on this level, 1-0, even a goal, that is debatable, because one can debate on this goal. I still believe they have got all it takes to score an equalizer and probably put this game into extra time or get them out of the tournament.
Okay, as we're ready to go back to that stadium down in Bombo, I remind Ugandans that yes, Villa registered that pink jersey for their home games for the Uganda Cup. But tell you what, when you're playing your arch enemy, you can't afford that. Chobe, isn't it so? In a minute, in a second.
Yeah, of course. That was really strange. Sports Club Villa playing at home
in pink and Vipers in blue. Okay, let's go back to the stadium down there. It's still 1-0 for Sports Club Villa, and now, sorry, 1-0 for Sports Club Vipers, and Villa must now score to ensure this game goes into penalties at the end of the 90.
The second half set to get underway down in Bombo. Still the Venoms leading this game by 1-0. Solitary goal, quite debatable by many, but arguably awarded to Bobosi Ruhanga, putting Team Vipers in the lead of this game and in the lead on aggregate. Welcome back to Bombo, where we do have the second half set to get underway shortly. My name is JUNE .02, and we are here with Fifi Fiona Pinky to bring you the second half of this quarterfinal game as we see who gets to the semi-finals of the Uganda Cup.
Well, Villa have an uphill task, and the coach should have a headache trying to give them what approach to go with during the second half. The boys in pink, Joseph Nsubuga, Ndahiro Ogwang, Chigun Moses, Waswa, have a lot to do to try get past this stage. But to do that, they need to score first, and to score you need to stop Vipers. So they would be going for a cautious game, a game that needs them to defend at the same time of balance going forward. Otherwise, if they just stay there and Vipers gets a second, the game could be dusty and done for the Venoms, who know that it is a must for them to try go for it, because they're a team that inject a lot of money, the team that have got the structures, and the team that are motivated to do the same. Just like Bull, one of the most motivated teams that have already gone to the semi-finals, Vipers look like they want to join by what they achieved during the first half. We are off for the second half.
Second half set to get on as positionings are still being set and the referee counting down the numbers. But there's a double substitution here coming up for Team Sports Club Villa.
Yeah, Nsereko and Senoga, two attackers coming in at the moment, and Nsereko looks to his maker. I believe people are normally taken by that, saying he has prayed to God. But remember, we don't know where Vipers slept. They should have slept in a church or a mosque, so it doesn't matter. Calling God at the last hour, and I normally go with the saying, God helps those who help themselves. The boys in pink, Villa, they've got it. They just need to try and not waste any more chances. Put the ball behind the back of the net and then see if you can try to level matters before Vipers add a second.
After a fast 45 minutes of very slim margins, we're off in the second half. We'll be getting confirmation there in just a bit of the substitutions here. But the Team Vipers get this one away, and looks like it's going to be a bit of faster play as a quick skip away coming in here from Caesar. Sets the ball up onto the wing here, trying to find a way to quickly chip this one in. Who's available? Holding up onto the ball. Quick cross coming in, but ably blocked away by Team Sports Club Villa. And that is a throw-in coming up for the Venoms. Throw in, started off quickly. Back again here for Team Vipers Sports Club. Quick quickly whipped into the 18-yard box area and chested down. Villa look like are beginning to tag a little more at the self-destruct button.
Yeah, and I think that is poor communication at the backside, and also going for the poor tactic to clear that one. If you're clearing with the chest, then use it with a lot of energy and try to play it back the side that does not put it in a corner. Otherwise, you know they have a Manzoki at the back of it all. He's a slightly taller player than all of you on the pitch. So when you give away too many set pieces, by the way, looks like the first goal was a corner outright.
Well, here comes another set piece whipped in by the Venoms and a chance to flick it in, and the referee says there was an infringement there, and that will be awarded to Team Villa, who have all to do in 45 minutes. It's not enough to go for that solitary goal, because then you do have the lottery of the penalties up front. But for now, they have to look for that first goal first.
Actually, I thought the first minutes of the second half would belong to them, because we know that they're trying to approach a game in a way that they need to score before the Venoms. And now Kayondo goes on for the other wrestling part. He's just lucky he doesn't get a yellow card. Kaziba worried a bit. He has a reason to worry.
Sereko, one of the substitutes here who has just come in, brought down. It looks like the referee awarded against him, as Villa have to defend once again, trying to clear their lines, forcing the ball away here from their own box area. But very good movement coming in again from Team Vipers, positioning themselves well, stretching the team onto the wings and constantly probing and pressing, not giving them a chance to rest in this particular one. Long ball up front, trying to control here. Sports Club Villa maintaining and now trying to press their advantage, but the ball is quickly intercepted here by Team Vipers.
Well, if you watch the first leg, it was until Francis Olaki, young brother to Emmanuel Okwi, came in and produced that heroic cross that gave Uganda a chance to hit the ball. I don't know why the coach didn't think of him first to try come in, because he's got skills. Those who have watched him at Sowana, now Toro United, he was instrumental. Actually, Toro used to build their play around Francis Olaki. But anyway, I'm not the coach, and the coach is normally with these boys, so he knows better who he has put in to try deploy the tactics given to them and try to come back in the game. For the Venoms, it is simple. Look for a second goal. When you get that, you kill off the game. For Villa, they need to chase down Vipers Sports Club, because even when it comes to depth in squad, Vipers will be slightly ahead.
Definitely slightly, you could say, or probably more by a margin. But confirmation there from the substitutions. Nsereko coming in for Chiwanuka, while Senoga did come in for Adam Masereka. One, I believe, did not exactly have a decent game today.
Actually, in the first leg, he was very good. Ran the right flank very well and gave Vipers a few problems. In this game today, he was a shadow on his own, and I think that is the reason as to why apparently we have him being taken off. That is a message that he's not impressed and has not acted according to the coach's plans. Vipers, Cesar Manzoki
holding on to the ball here, playing a beautiful center forward role, holds off the players, moves beautifully, and opens up spaces for the rest of his attack-minded compatriots to actually get forward. But the ball is cleared away. Sereko seems to be stepping in here with a bit of fire in his belly. He's all over the place. He's already been tagged in one foul and looks like he's been tagged in a second one. Might want to temper that down a bit, but very good mindset here in his attack as a throw-in is made by Kayondo. Brought in forward, long clearance, searching for the attack-minded players, unable to get to any as the ball is cleared away. And now Vipers having a bit of miscued communication in the midfield area. They lose possession, ball slapped away, and now set up onto the left flank here. Quick running coming in. That should be Senoga chasing this one in. Senoga, can he look up? Goes for a long cross, but nobody there to pick up the ball.
They have no players spread to the right part. Where are they? We complained about that in the first half. Movement of Sports Club Villa players is a little bit wanting up front, and Uganda
misses out on the ball.
Yeah.
But I find it very interesting that in the first half they could not defend that particular area. In the second half, they have no player attacking that particular area. Should be something wrong with that place as the ball is brought through here. Now battling into the box area, Vipers playing a bit dangerously. The referee awards a free kick here, for they seem to have picked up an infringement, and that's a free kick awarded to Team Vipers, to be taken here by the goalkeeper Bashir Sekaja. 50 minutes of the game played. They are having a bit of a tussle here. Aziz Kayondo, not one to be outdone when it comes to physical battle. Quickly assisted by his captain, managing to come out victorious on that one. As a long ball is cleared away up front. Who's available to chase this one? Nobody available. And Sports Club Villa to collect here, but dilly-dallying with the ball, and is quickly outsmarted. Now this could be a break in here coming in from Team Vipers. Battling for the ball, setting it back up again. A chance for a cross to the far post. Caesar rising highest, but unable to control the ball as the ball is taken away. Now here comes Senoga trying to pick up the pieces and try to chase this one through. Who's available? Teases it into the center of the park, but quickly outsmarted here by the Venoms. It's now end-to-end action and a lot more urgency injected into this particular game. Teasing one, tries to cross the ball in here. Good stuff coming in from Team Vipers. Eunice Sentamu drifting further into the midfield.
Yeah, dropping back because apparently he doesn't get the enough supply that they need. But for the Venoms, that is a little okay. As long as they continue to lead and comfortably get the possession to when they can get it, then that's okay. For Villa, it's a little going to put them on tension because every time Vipers attack, they will know that conceding a second will provide a killer instinct to their game.
Well, a bit of clumsiness here showed by the defense of Team Sports Club Villa. No surprise, Nsumuga and Sechiganda are now going to be walking a very tight rope as the referee is keeping an eye on them. Some very clumsy tackling there.
Yeah, they teamed up and brought down Yunus, who just stood there, waited. And Sechiganda is justifying the reason for bringing him down to the referee.
He's already on a yellow card. Yeah. Last chance saloon. Anything else, he could be taking an early bath here. As a free kick is brought in and a bit of a run in there, but good punch out here from the goalkeeper, Martin Senkoto. But there's a player on the ground. There's a player on the ground there. If I'm not mistaken, should be Caesar. Looks like a miscued performance there from him. Went to head the ball. There was a punch.
As we have the medical team coming on to check on the Vipers players, in the past, Villa has been ejected by teams in lower divisions like Nkambi Kofi, Chivoga Young. There's a time Luwero United was in the picture, and I remember statistically for their 2015 trophy, the last Uganda Cup trophy that they managed to take, at the semi-finals they met Bull FC and managed to muscle Bull away. They ejected Bull and went on to face KCCA twice in Intungamo and Nambole, where a Kenyan referee was brought in to oversee the game. So in this tie, they know what they need to do to get past Vipers. But will they do it? Well, we have other minutes to play for.
Definitely brings back memories of certain referee.
Robert Donne in the picture.
And I must say, maybe for the fans of Villa, that loss to Nkambi Kofi was a very painful one. Probably hoping that this would be there, yeah. But at the moment, there's still that one goal from Vipers that stands in their way that they need to get past. Abdul Karim Watambala, the player who was brought down, and is now back onto the pitch as Villa now look to probe forward. Long ball crossed into the 18-yard box area. Headed away now, headed up back into the defense. Looked at the moment like it was a desperate clearance. Abdul Karim Watambala is walking on the touchline, asking the referee to get back into the game. He does get in as Villa regroup once again from the back, holding on to the ball. Nice pass coming in here from Geoffrey Waswa. Now heading it forward, that is gentleman known as Ndahiro. Flicks a long cross, searching here. And nobody able to.
Yeah, no player in the box to try bother the goalkeeper. That shows you something is lacking with the approach. Sekaja can now waste a couple of seconds before actually going for that goal kick.
Taking his time, finally gets that long clearance up front. It's a very difficult place to be in for Sports Club Villa. You have to be very cautious in your attack and at the same time very beady on your defense, because Vipers could just flip a switch and it would be game over. But here they come, attacking once again. Senoga tries to skip a challenge, unfortunately cannot get away from it, and a quick turnover in possession here for Team Vipers, crossing the ball into the midfield area, trying to set it up here. Caesar chasing that one down but unable to get to it in time. Sentamu is left trailing in the wake and finally manages to throw in a challenge and get the ball. Good tackle, but quickly intercepted there, looking for support. Sechiganda coming in to assist. Oh, goes over the line. Looks like it goes over the line. That's a throw in. Throw in awarded for Team Vipers. 55 minutes played. The clock is ticking down on Villa. Though for many who actually have watched their performance this season, they will tell you as the clock ticks down, they get into the advantage zone.
Yeah, apparently they have gotten goals in the 80s, 80 minutes if you count. Very many goals in the league and in the Uganda Cup. The first leg is evidence for that. When Sechigana did just look at the mistakes at the backside, they are lucky. Mugweri did clear before Vipers launched the shot. Fred Agand now in the midfield trying his way to find members up front who are not there.
Through pass here, manages to find one player and is brought down instantly. Combative spirit there coming in from Murondo. But very, very lucky. Fifi, very lucky there for the Team Sports Club Villa. Surviving. Lady Luck is still smiling on them. You do not make those many mistakes at this stage in the Uganda Cup. Ball whipped in from the set piece, trying to head it on as they get it away. Once again, Vipers launching another counter-attack here, having a host of Villa players trailing in their wake through pass proposed up front here. Caesar to chase this one. Clumsy cleared away, but now here comes another chase.
I love the way Caesar Manzoki moves in between the defenders of Sports Club Villa. Even when he doesn't have the ball, his movements are calculative. I believe he gives Vipers a leeway to go forward as the defenders embark on trying to stop him. Then other players can come from the blind side to try get those balls in. For me, he's a great asset for the Venom so far after 57 minutes played.
Plays the typical modern center forward there, drawing players, dropping deep, altering possessions, holding up play, and of course is a threat himself. As the goalkeeper this time manages to negate that threat and picks up the ball. 57 minutes, Vipers still leading this game by a goal to nil. Sports Club Villa having their work cut out, and here they come, trying to advance forward. Ndahiro threads the ball through the midfield area. They easily, clumsily give away possession, but unfortunately, Vipers not capitalizing as a long ball is floated forward. And there was a tug there. The referee says that's a free kick against Sports Club Villa. Throwing out an arm will definitely attract the attention of the referee, as Isaac Ogwang cutting a bit of a fall-on figure. He had two good chances earlier on.
To put the ball behind the back of the net, and he didn't. But anyway, when he's being marked out by Khalid Radio, you don't think he'll have it very simple. Khalid is solid at the back and very good with game reading.
And Aziz here helping to make sure that the captain is not isolated or having to handle this on a solitary basis.
Well, we have those that normally teach football in the country telling us you cannot be a lizard in training or in game planning and then you become a cat in the game. So the problems surrounding Villa may come back to haunt them if they don't get their grip together and try to get the equalizer. As long as we see Vipers going in for a second, it will be eminent that Villa's problems definitely cut out into this game. Because remember, after the first leg, there are a few days where the boys didn't turn up for training.
Rumor has it they're supposed to have a meeting on Friday, but that will be a very quiet meeting if they're beaten today. Throwing coming up here for Sports Club Villa.
That means they will have regrouped only for this match and then have a meeting to again try sort out their problems.
Well, there's a foul here and a free kick awarded to Team Vipers. Foul against Nicholas Kabonge. Hasn't also had a lot to do, or hasn't had much to do in this game because they're being cut out in that midfield.
Well, they had a gallant player in the midfield, also captain, former captain of Ndeje University, Emmanuel Waswa. He opted to go play beach soccer with the national team than featuring for Villa, still because of financial problems.
They've actually had a couple of issues because even Gavin Mugweri is not available as well. He opted to go with the national team, so we don't see him on the starting lineup today. I mean, their issues have been well documented, and it's only fair. It's only fair that this is the performance they can put up.
No, but sometimes for me, that is really not good. The national team should give the club some time to use the player. Then the player can come back after some time because the national team picks these players from the clubs.
It will be a debate for another day if the national team can actually pick a coach as well. Ball brought forward, trying to attack here and trying to get the ball taken on. Here comes Team Vipers looking for a way to probe this one away.
Venoms rejected giving the end player, and at one time, though Pandit today and analyst Haruna Chove did attack Jonathan McKinstry for trying to override the club priorities and taking the players. Red card to Sechiganda.
Ali Bath, as we did call it there, Sechiganda was in the last chance saloon. Another sloppy challenge, and the referee has no option but to send him off the pitch.
How far can Villa's problems get to? How big can Villa's problems get to?
It's something we did talk about in the first half, and I did point out in the two-legged affair that they've had in the league, both times Villa picked up a red card, and I said, let's hope they do not pick up one today. Looks like I probably preempted the fates.
Sechiganda thought you were just laughing about that. I don't know why Bobos wanted to retaliate, but Sechiganda is out, and now it is 10 against 11. Remember, they were already at a disadvantage by conceding earlier. Vipers were attacking them, and the second half they had tried to get shape, but Sechiganda's second offense does not save him, and Madanda asks him to go to the dressing rooms a little bit too early.
They do have a player still on the ground there. That probably would require some medical attention. Probably explains why Bobosi Biaruhanga was getting a bit heated up here. But they are a man down. They are a goal down. They are a goal down on aggregate, and they're staring exit right in the face. Can they become the ultimate illusionists and come back into this particular game? Sports Club Villa, they have a free kick to defend first. Ball brought in, headed away by Team Villa. They need to regroup now without their midfield, probably the most dynamic midfielder they've had today.
And I wonder, who do we blame for this? I talked about Kaziba making that substitution for Sechiganda, but then they will tell you the player is supposed to be playing, he should be careful, but he's a midfielder, and with the run-ins, you know, at one time he will be caught with the low. That's what happens. Let's see how Villa comes from this. They're a great club, great history, but what is on the pitch may not favor them to win this tie, to get past the Venoms. That is Sechiganda for you.
He knows exactly the tight spot that he has put his team in. That is Sechiganda. It makes it an easier job for the Vipers, who are already leading this game, and quite a tricky affair for the 10 players who are left on the pitch. But here they come once again, Villa. They need to battle valiantly if they're to stay in this particular one.
Just
and they
look
get
at
themselves
that.
A free kick. Beautiful place to pick up one.
But just look at that before the others come in. 3 players against 8. Vipers only have 1 up front, and that should be Manzoki. But just look at this. Villa have 3 players against 8. It has been like that throughout, and you cannot outnumber the Venoms if they're 8 and you're 3. You cannot easily get the balls through unless you're telling me you're going to go for blockbusters every time and get the keeper out of the line.
They haven't had any blockbusters on target as yet. But looks like someone else is in another vicious mood for battle. That is Bobosi Yaruhanga. Twice we see him raring to go, and the referee having to hold him with the teammates back.
The players call that being hard. So Bobosi is being hard.
Well, let's hope his hardness does not get him to the referee's book as well. It could be a dangerous tactic to play when you have the numeric advantage. Free kick awarded. Referee setting up the wall as Bashir Sekaja communicating with the captain Khalid Luwadi on where exactly they should stand. A chance here for Villa because this ball is right dead center at the box area. If they can definitely strike it in. Fifi, who would you fancy for this one?
I think Geoffrey Waswa is okay. He can do that very well. I don't know if he's given the opportunity.
And they come for the ball. It's Ndahiro! Goalkeeper manages to palm that away. Beautiful one. Looping ball, got it over the wall and was dipping downwards, and looks like it has actually taken something out of Bashir Sekaja.
Something out, but Bashir probably is also hoping the team get better composed. The just composure, after that, he stands up very quickly and nothing is wrong with him.
Play acting there to kill off seconds. But a corner is brought in. Poor corner by all accounts, and it's easily cleared away by Vipers for a throw in for Sports Club Villa. It was a decent attempt there, very decent attempt in a beautiful position, but it didn't come to much here as the clock continues to tick down. 25 minutes on here for Villa to find their way back into this game. A header and very tamely picked up here by the goalkeeper.
Very, very simple. It's just like a gift to Bashir Sekaja, who is had, by the way, very good game so far for the Venoms. Just punching that away with one arm. He realized he could not hold it firmly. Again, the hero, great tactic, a great energy on the ball, but also great save coming in from Bashir Sekaja, the former Simba footballer.
Put a very beautiful spin on that one. Ndahiro, as the ball is brought in, and now his opposite number is Martin Senkoto is forced into action to punch it away. And the ball is played again, looking for the main man up front. That is Isaac Ogwang.
Vipers should minimize on the mistakes. If they come too many, something can come out of there. Orit enjoying very many minutes today. Whenever Vipers go for a fast substitution and Orit is on the pitch, realize he's one of those that they normally think of. He's just had a decent game. I cannot say excellent so far after 65 minutes played.
Could say an average one. Hasn't really stepped up a lot, and his most notable contribution at the moment is picking up that yellow card. But he is one with ferocious pace that at any one point can pop up and become a deadly opponent here for Team Sports Club Villa. Well, they launch a low ball up front. Who's available? Trying to control the ball, flicked away, and now Vipers retrieve possession, setting it up here. Support coming in from Abdul Karim Watambala. Sets the ball up front here now, chasing this one in. Who's available? Trying to pick up the pieces. This could be a decent opportunity coming up here for Team Vipers if they could get numbers up front, opting to slow down the pace. And Aziz Kayondo arriving, whips in the ball. Villa heading it away from their box area. And now trying to switch defense into attack here. Beautiful body work. The referee says that's a free kick again. Vipers have committed way more fouls in this game than they did in the first half, and there's a substitution here.
Substitution going on. Which club goes for that? Francis Olaki, who will be coming on for Isaac Ogwang, who has been blunt at the front field for the Jogos. And in Francis Olaki, the Jogos have a goal scorer and someone who can prove to be provider. So hopefully he steps up to his responsibility and tries to cover for the red card for Sports Club Villa.
Will he prove to be the probable messiah as he steps in here? He has been highly acclaimed by many, including my compatriot here, Fifi, who says he probably should have started this game. Well, let's see if he can actually click into gear. Isaac Ogwang seemed to be getting into his game as he was getting substituted, but he's now off the pitch. 67 minutes he had and he didn't prove much. So let's see if Olaki can be any different. Ball brought in, headed away. Sports Club Villa trying to throw more players up front. Nsereko has become a cat among the pigeons. A diminutive player, but really putting in a lot of energy in there and causing quite a number of fouls for Team Vipers.
Yeah, Villa giving Vipers too much respect and giving them lots of space. Just look at Khalid in the picture chasing the ball. He has options of giving it to the keeper and they can try to rebuild again from that.
Well, Sports Club Villa themselves get their throw in. Thrown in by the captain for the night. Off up front now, trying to hold up and probably step away from the corner. But that's a more difficult task than they anticipated as the ball goes out here for a throw-in. And now the referee looks like he may have to go and break up something here. And the yellow card is being brandished. Francis Olaki has just come on and is already picking up a yellow card.
What is happening with Villa? The Messiah is proving to be a villain. Just look at him. Even after receiving a yellow card, he continues to have a go at the assistant referee. Sometimes, even if decisions don't go your way, oh, he's complaining. There was a nick in between his legs before Aziz Kayondo went down. But again, we all know, even if you feel the decision is against you, the referee is the custodian of the game for the 90 minutes. Olaki, what if he goes in for a tackle and is also sent off? Whose blame will it go to?
Many
will
times,
it be sorry?
Many times we've actually seen the best players totally lose it in a game, and at the end of the day they make the headlines for the wrong reasons.
Hope you're not talking about Zinedine Zidane and Materazzi.
Very many players have actually lost it, especially from anger issues. But let's hope Olaki does not follow the same trend here. As the ball is taken away, trying to hold up here. Good solid play. Solid hold up play. Looks like Vipers have the instructions pretty clear. Hold the ball at all costs, maintain possession, deny Sports Club Villa a chance to get into the game. 20 minutes they do have. It looks like we might be having a substitution coming up very shortly for Team Vipers.
And the player responsible for scoring the first goal at the St. Mary's Stadium, I remember it was against Platinum Stars of South Africa, Milton Kalisa. Now with Vipers for a second spell, who will be coming on. He brings pace with him onto the pitch.
There's an emphasis on the pace, as Fifi Fiona Spinky says it out here. Milton Karisa, one of the speedsters of the team, will be coming onto the game shortly to probably probe the tired legs of the team known as Sports Club Villa. Well, Villa do have their work cut out here for them as they have to find a way back in this one. But there's the substitution, and it will be Eunice Junior Sentamu, who probably will be taken off. There you go. Sentamu coming off for Karisa.
Yeah.
Hasn't had a very good game, and I think this is his third game drawing a blank.
Yeah, drawing a blank, but sometimes whatever is given the team is enough. As long as they can get past this stage, then he will think about doing better at the semi-finals, where I thought they were going for one striker, but no, because Richard Basangwa is also coming on as Watambala walks off. So we have Milton Kalisa and Basangwa. They maintain their two strikers in Manzoki and Basangwa, and that means that Milton Kalisa will fill the void in the wide areas. Then that means that Siraje Sentam now has to do a lot of work still in the midfield to try move Bobos up front and become that a creative figure they need him to be, or keep the game at bay, because what Vipers need for the 19 minutes is manage the game.
Managing the game it will be, and the threats are still there, as these two players are definitely offensive minded. They can hurt you on any given day, given half a chance. Sports Club Villa have to find their way back in this one, and at the moment they need to first find the ball. As confirmation they're coming in, Milton Karisa coming in the place of Eunice Sentamu, while Richard Basangwa, shirt number 32, comes in the place of Abdul Karim Watambala.
Yeah, Basangwa brings great energy on the team up front, and that means that Manzokwi will just have to go for that work, rise up, try to brush the ball and put it in Basangwa's way. Then Villa will have their keeper to save them at the end of the day.
Throw in coming up here for Team Vipers, and they seem to be in no rush to take it here as the clock ticks away. 17 minutes and a couple of seconds before time to be added on by the fourth official as the ball goes out once again for another throw in. And again, Vipers taking their time here. Eventually stepping up, Wheeler gets the ball started on. Touch 1-2 with Bobosi Biaruhanga in the midfield here. Some beautiful 1-2 passes as they spread the ball across the pitch here. Siraje Sentamu getting into the play. Getting the ball up onto the left flank here, finding Aziz Kayono. Plays it back in here, looking for Siraje. Midfield powerhouse he is today as he gets it back to the defense, to the captain, Luadira. Crosses a long ball up front. Who's available? Nice control coming in from the new entrant there, a gentleman by the names of Basangwa. Holding go to the ball, opting for a few passes here.
Yeah.
Team Sports Club Villa, look at 6s and 7s. They are chasing the ball.
I know, it's between him and Kayondo, trying to alternate amongst themselves as Villa are kept away from the ball. And if you don't have the ball, then what will you use it for? So Vipers' approach is that as Villa win a free kick at the center.
Isaac Olaki was the player brought down here by Bobosi Biaruhanga, and that's a free kick right at the center for Team Sports Club Villa. A lot of energy they're injecting in here, and Sereko and Olaki.
Yeah.
Causing quite a bit of commotion there for the defense and winning a couple of free kicks.
If there is a player who can step up and create or score for Villa, he'll receive big sums of money from the fans.
Or are we talking about a particular fund?
No. From the Villa fans.
Free kick coming up. Oh, not free kick given, but quite a battle at the edge of the box area here. Eventually won by the Venoms as they try to spread the ball out onto the right flank here. Quickly teasing it forward for the centre man. Caesar tries to get past his marker, but the ball is notched away by Geoffrey Waswa, one of the people who was a late call up to the national team.
Yeah.
But still has some club duties to attend to first.
I think apparently due to COVID restrictions and some clubs were not able to release their players, and with a lot going on with club football still going on, that is the Uganda Cup in particular, I guess the coach needed a good number to manage his tactics and game approaches for whatever he's planning for the Bafana. But realize after this game he has very many players to join the camp, mostly Vipers, having a big number of players called to the national team.
Well, they do get the ball threaded in here, but majestically cleared out here by the Sports Club Villa defenders and giving away a corner to the Team Vipers here. 15 minutes on the clock and counting. Vipers still leading this game by a goal to nil. with a 2-1 aggregate lead and a numerical advantage after the man known as Sechiganda was showed a red card for a second bookable offense.
Frustrations coming in from Villa, but they still have 15 minutes to their side, and in football anything is possible. Whereas they are trying to mark out Manzoki, I think they're right. You don't give him space to try get the ball, but we've seen Bobos is also a great deliverer of the ball.
As he does throw one in here, and there's a punch, a bit of a melee there. Looks like there was a late arrival. Milton Karisa, the gentleman who just got into the game, looked like he almost put the pen to paper, but the ball just went out here for a goal kick.
I love the green surrounding the stadium, but the stadium is not green. Not only is it bumpy, but it has lost its color.
Seems to have patches of drying there, but that was a very good opportunity to double the tally. Basangwa. Looks like they will not be dwelling on that too much as Basangwa gets the ball here, dribbles his way into the 10-yard box area, slips the ball in, and a chance here! Ball smacks the upright, goes away.
Is it counted?
And the referee does point and says it will count. Villa conceding 2, would we say, ghost goals today. Even the second goal, a firecracker there from Milton Karisa, but Villa will only have themselves to blame for that one.
The substitution is thanking the maker. Villa players are complaining to the assistant referee. The goalkeeper is losing his temper here. Hopefully somebody gets them back to their senses, because apparently it is not in their powers to accept the decision. This goalkeeper...
Okay, now this is getting a bit rowdy.
Yeah, rowdy.
Martin Senkoto could get matching orders because he has showed aggression to the referee. But let's just get a replay of that particular one. The ball was actually threaded in. Tricky stuff here. Ball was threaded in. Cleared, missed actually by Cesar Manzoki when the ball was brought in. There you go. Once again, ball was threaded in. And Caesar probably would have had the first crack. But the ball smacks the upright and bounces out. Let's get it from a different angle. Is that goal set to stand? The referee did not have a clear view.
It seems the ball crossed the line from down, Jermaine. But then you wonder, how does it come out? But then it crossed there. That is when it should have. We need something. It should have gone below and cross the line. I
actually think the angle at which it hit the crossbar is what made it bounce out. But yeah, I would be more understandable to the fact that I think the assistant referee was in the best position.
To see that. But there are two things. The reason why you have that, the pitch is bumpy. That is one of the reasons, believe me. And it is Villa's. So that is one thing. The second thing, the Villa players have no right to attack the referee. I know sometimes you feel decisions don't go to your side. It's against Vipers, they are nemesis. Walk onto the pitch. Walk onto the pitch, finish the game. There is yet a lot to play for in Ugandan football. They will meet Vipers again and again. So whatever happens, they just don't need to lose their heads. In football, that happens. I've seen blunders in El Clasico. That is between Madrid and Barcelona. But Madrid, I've never seen players attacking the referee. They wait for the press conferences to air out their grievances. Just look at this again. It's really kind of hard to accept.
Angle.
Yeah.
Ball struck. And definitely crossed the line.
Down there is where we have the goal either going in or not. But the assistant referee says it's a goal. And now, I don't know whether the referee will wait for security. But the goal counts, and it is Bobos and Karisa giving Vipers a leeway to the semi-finals.
It looks like the referee has sent someone off because
is it the goalkeeper? Yeah.
Seems to be indicating that a player should leave the pitch.
And he has refused to go. I don't know, but and the player should be amongst those standing there. Is it a sending off or substitution?
Everything that could go wrong for Sports Club Villa is going wrong. They did not train. The players are a bit demoralized. They picked up a red card. They conceded a ghost goal in the first half.
I'm told
they conceded an equally freaky one in the second.
I'm told sometimes when rain comes, it pours heavily. That is what is happening with Sports Club Villa.
My people down in Magic FM have a saying, when problems attack you, they come in a battalion.
That is what Villa is experiencing.
Still figuring out what exactly is happening here as the Villa players, or the Pinks,
They are not
following up here around the goalkeeper, around the referee, and seems to be indicating that they should go to the touchline.
Yeah, to talk probably to their coach, but whatever is happening, the goals came in a funny way, but they are goals, and they are counting according to the referee and assistant referee. Both goals have been given by the assistant referee, who was in the best position to see if the balls cross the line. Bobosi's goal in the first half, and then Milton Kalisa's, I think for me it was a thunderbolt.
Real firecracker.
Yeah.
Well, the 2 goals do stand, and those 2 goals are giving Vipers a healthy advantage into advancing into the semi-finals.
Yeah, and to Ugandans out there, it is a game of Villa and Vipers. This happens with the rivalry, the competition between both teams. You expect this. I know for Villa it's kind of hard. For the Venoms, you're dancing. Some of them are just lying down there, wondering when the referee will stop the match so that you party till night.
Some are going to be very happy that there are no chairs that will be ripped up this time. But that is exactly what to expect when Sports Club Villa, the champions of the gone era, face off with the champions of the current era, Vipers. The referee looks like he's heading to the touchline to have a discussion of sorts as well. But again and again, when you see that replay, it's pretty clear the ball was over the line.
Yeah, my problem is the line. Because apparently if they had demarcated well the stay, we couldn't even have problems. Just look, is it below the line?
The angle itself is enough, because given the positioning the assistant referee was at, I think there's no dispute.
What is happening? We are only seeing 4 Villa players. Where are the rest? That is one of the questions. I don't know. Joseph Nsubuga, whatever is... Something happened in Wankulukuku. Again, a semi-final match between Vipers and Villa. Vipers were not going to play again after, I think, some decision. It took a phone call from Lawrence Mulindu, appropriator, to Nicholas Wadada and Tadeo Luanga, who were captains by then, to talk to their teammates to start. It looks like these 2 players here with the coach are contemplating not playing the next minutes. Could be the question there, but they were really fired up in there. And in case this game is actually played to the end, and the referee's report indicates the treatment that he received at the hands of the goalkeeper, Martin Senkoto, I think he might be cautioned by the disciplinary committee. You do not go after a match official. He wanted to fight. Aggression. By the way, Ugandans watching, whether the goal is legit or not, at this point, it is not the players to decide whether it is legit or not, because we are also using what we are seeing is what we are giving you. Whatever you're seeing, we are also seeing. But the thing is, Villa have in any way to try boycott the last minutes. Let them play. Then because in football, for me, you can go and appeal any decision. Then they will complain after that whatever happened. Then we see what the decisions can then be taken. But as for now, it is not in their powers to try not to go for the game. Let's again look. But again, Jermaine, I've tried to look, but again, I'm still at crossroads. For me, there's no justification for Villa boycotting this one. As far as I'm concerned, the goal went in. Given the positioning of the assistant referee, you see, look at that right there at the very corner. He sees exactly where the ball is. Nobody else was in the right place to see what happened here. And I think Villa now need to get back to the fundamentals of sports and why it's called a discipline. There's someone who was in the right place. He saw the ball struck the upright. I personally am a Villa fan, but this is going to be one bitter pill to swallow. I have to say that goal legitimately crossed the line. Legitimately. Well, let's wait and see what the uproar is all about. The referee sticking to his guns. He didn't actually make the decision on the first instance. He actually had a second, looked up at the assistant referee before going on to make that particular decision, and I think he does agree with his assistant there that that was a goal. So the question is for Sports Club Villa, what happens next? I don't know what Edward Kaziba is telling this is the 4th official in that regard, considering where he's standing. I know the videos will come up afterwards, but whatever it is, legit or not, we need to have the rest of the minutes played. When you look at the body language of the players, Orit was standing there. I wish you could see his reaction. He reacted, yes, it was a goal, but then Orit is Vipers, so you will say what's happened. With the Villa players, it's really a hard pill to swallow at this point, that as they're trying to look for the so badly needed equalizer, then something like this happens. The first goal itself was something that gave them headache, and now the second one. But for the Venoms, they are just waiting for the minutes to be played, and they march on to the semi-finals.
He who lives by the sword dies by the sword. Villa have been guilty of ghosting past some results many times. Just when they look like they're losing a game, they somehow come up with an equalizer. Just when they look like they're drawing, they come up with a win. This time, someone is ghosting goals past them, and they're not liking the treatment they're receiving. But the clock continues to tick on. 55 minutes on the clock and counting. We probably are heading for another interesting session of extra time to be added, if at all the Villa players
is Martin Senkoto still on the pitch? He was really,
I didn't see him trekking back to the goal. There you go. There he is.
Just look at Derek Ndahiro sitting on the ball. I know.
Very distraught here.
Yeah.
As a young lad who really loves to win and puts his all for the team. Unfortunately, couldn't keep out the first goal despite his best efforts, and the game ended. The goal was counted. Now here comes the second one, and they have to clear the ball away. The anger very visible here.
Yeah.
It is quickly turning into a very ugly
That is the game now between Villa and Vipers. We've just been having smaller games. This is the game. This is the match. The goals will be discussed another day, but the match is between Villa and Vipers.
You rarely see a game between these two that stops in the 90 minutes. Lengthy discussions always afterwards. But the game is restarted, and the scoreboard reads Vipers 2, Sports Club Villa 0 on aggregate 3-1. Villa are a man down, and will feel they've conceded 2 dubious goals, but they do have a couple of minutes to play in here. And, well, we did say never count them out, but this could be a tall order for them to try and engineer another escape here. Ball brought through, played back in. Vipers now just content to pass the ball around. Interestingly, no yellow cards have been confirmed as of yet.
Yeah, I think the referee is trying to also manage the game. You know, as a referee, you also assessed after the game. So whatever happens here is in your custody, as some of the fans are becoming rowdy. And indeed, the former vice president for the clubs and also former vice president for Villa itself was vying for presidents at one point. He's trying to stop the fans. The referee needs to make sure there is enough security on the pitch, and then Vipers can go for their free kick.
You can accuse Villa of losing many things from the time when they were champions. One thing you cannot accuse them of is losing their passion.
No, they have passionate fans, though sometimes those fans have been the undoing part of Sports Club Villa, I must admit. Jermaine, I must admit, though sometimes.
Well, here comes a free kick. They tried to go for a quick one to try and unsettle Villa, but just went over the bar.
The good thing, I think it's a limited number of fans allowed as of about 200, so that could be, and they're in the barracks. So, because one would wonder after the game what happens, but they're in the barracks.
That too is a very crucial element. Ball picked up here by the captain for the night, gentleman by the names of Nsubuga, as they try to play the ball back in. Sports Club Villa look pretty demoralized here, and now Caesar could get himself a booking. Went out with studs showing, and the referee has no option but to brandish a yellow card here for the striker. And he looks pretty surprised, but I think there could be no arguments there from the referee. Manzoki picking up a yellow card as well in a game which you have to say has been really very temperamental, but the referee has done an excellent job to try and keep it down to the line. As they get the ball in, passing it back here to the defense here, looking for Waswa Joffrey. Lobes a long cross up front here, trying to figure out this one. For Vipers, they need to keep their cool, maintain composure, keep the ball, and stroll into the semi-finals. Sports Club Villa, it's probably a question of maintaining players, not getting themselves sanctioned for the other matches, and finishing in a respectable position. Oh yes, and looking forward to that meeting on Friday.
I wish I could answer that in a more legit way, but let me keep that for the radio show on Star FM called Black Thursday between 10 and midnight. Sports Club Villa at the backside with the ball.
Still passing it here. That is Chigundu picking it up here. Now into the center of the park. Nicholas Kabonge tries to stroll forward. Vipers have now dropped back into their own area. They just have a couple of minutes left to play for. We've now struck the 90th minute. Anytime now, we'll be finding out from the fourth official how many minutes are to be added on.
It should be 5 or more because we had a lot. The time they were complaining about the goal. There was a lot of time taken. 7? Okay, for me it's 5 onwards.
7. Well, they do get the ball now here, breaking away and trying to race into this one. Ooh, beautiful stance here coming in from Paul Wheeler as he tries to race the ball forward. This could be another opportunity to increase the damage here as the ball is played in, but not exactly a very good cross there coming in ultimately at the end from Paul Wheeler. But very beautiful sprint from him across the entire touchline. And now back here for Ndahiro, squeezing it into the center of the park. Fred Agandu has been a bit quiet in the second half. Sports Club Villa holding on to the ball. Yet to get confirmation of how many minutes have been added on here. They flick the ball away, just retaining possession. Wouldn't be shocked also if the referee decided to stop the game early. Just to make sure there are no further inflammation. Wow, surprise, surprise, 4 minutes.
4 minutes. We take that, and Villa have that to try get 2 goals. Can they? It's really hard because they are a man less, and Vipers have been playing a little better than them in the second half.
They always say 2-goal advantages are good because they are twice the comfort zone. And now Sports Club Villa have 4 minutes to pull off the impossible, score twice. Would be something to see as they get the ball here. They have to start now. Subuga whips in across, first time trying to size out the goalkeeper.
Nsubuga is a player that was sent off in Chitende, Joseph Nsubuga, when Vipers won that encounter. The players you're talking about that got red cards in the league, and now in the Uganda Cup, Villa finished off their work. Uganda finishing off that, getting the 3rd yellow card in their 4th meeting this season round.
Probably just chalking it off there and showing just how much work they do have to do ahead of themselves at the end of the season. Ball brought through, still in possession. Vipers now will be looking to capitalize on this particular win and getting into the semi-finals and probably put up a very hefty chase for the title as well. Probably they'll have better luck than their player here did have. That is Basangwa in chasing, where he actually ran out of the pitch. But a job well done for Vipers. They've kept their heads cool. They've played their game plan to a T, even without the would-be manager, that is Fred Kajoba, and under the tutelage of Chiwa. They've actually done a very commendable job. Probably not much that was not expected from them. Ball played through, back into the center of the park. Anytime now. We just have about 10 seconds and 2 minutes to the end of this particular one.
Yeah, I think the undoing part for Villa started when Uganda was given matching orders. At least probably they should have fought as equal in number, and that is Richard Basangwa. You can see the frustrations with the Villa players kicking the ball to no man's land. I think it's because of sportsmanship that they came back and played. You know, it would be so bad if Villa had boycotted and refused to come back onto the pitch. They came knowingly. They may not even try to come back in the game, but are playing. That is just, for me, good sportsmanship. Then the rest can be catered for when the game is done.
Damage will be dealt, but the game must continue as Fred picks up the ball here and loses it immediately to Milton Karisa. Interestingly, both have a more or less similar hairstyle. Getting the ball away, setting it up onto the wing here, trying to draft his way through. Paul Wheeler runs into traffic. The ball is picked up here by Sports Club Villa. This is Ndahiro. He's not really orchestrated a lot of attacks today. Don't really expect him to do a lot against the Vipers. And now here comes a battle in the midfield here. Sports Club Villa putting up a valiant effort. They're going down fighting. They're not going to just roll over and play dead. But it looks like the clock is not going to be with them, as any time now the referee will put the whistle to the final shout out and the game will be brought to a close. It's played through to Nsubuga. Nsubuga now flicks a long ball forward. maybe a consolation could be in here for Team Sports Club Villa. Try to take a shot here, the ball is blocked away right at the edge of the box area. Now looking for space. Very good positioning coming in from Vipers, denying them a chance to have a clear sight on goal and forcing them ultimately out of play. But here comes some very aggressive maneuvering coming in from the youngster by the names of Nsereko. Youngster?
Yeah, he's a youngster. We're, I think, getting the last action of the game. That should be the Villa corner. Started very quickly.
The curtain call. Nsereko goes for the elastisco, gets another chance here, drafting at the edge of the box area, ultimately loses it here. And player goes down, and that's a free kick awarded for Vipers. Free kick for Vipers. Nsubuga is
justifying, yeah, justifying why he had to bring Kayondo down. Referee will just let this go. He's not issuing any yellow card though. It is an offense that calls for that.
Just aside, by the way, Fifi, you have to say he has been very lenient in the whole game, the referee.
And
as he blows the final whistle to bring this epic clash to a close here, it's been one which has actually had a little bit of everything. Some ups and downs in there for both teams, some very phenomenal goals, those that will be talked about long after the game is done.
Yeah.
A red card in there, and arguably to say it's been one which Vipers will definitely say they fought hard to advance to the next round.
Two debatable, questionable goals, but that give Vipers a leeway to the semi-finals. They join Bull FC as we wait who comes between KCC and Express, and definitely between Wakisho and Police. That will be on Friday. But the game itself, does it live to the billing? Yes, in some aspect and to some extent. But again, Villa will always complain about these goals. For the Venoms, they will be happy to march on. It is 90 minutes at the Bombo Barrack Stadium, and Vipers are smiling all the way. Villa once again have fallen to Sports Club.
An epic clash between the two, and one of full proportions here. Well, that's all from us down in Bombo, and back to you, John Barnes Sentamu, in studios for the post-match analysis.
Semakula is almost Soboze that wants to trade with China. Semakula has money for his flight, money for his goods, na yeah, that emergency quarantine money is scaring Semakula. But the Semakula needs to relax.
Because with Subula Express China Trade Connect, he can get access to thousands of traders, save on the airplane ticket, have his goods quality checked, and pay only after inspection when they arrive while still enjoying Katogo in Rufura. Don't worry like Semakula. Sign up to Subula Express China Trade Connect today and experience the most convenient way to trade with China.
Contact us on Africa China Banking Uganda at Stanbic.com or call us on these numbers for support and more information.
Stanbic Bank, if can be.
Stanbic Bank is regulated by the Bank of Uganda, and customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund.
Well, after a game of football that has been very emotional down there at the Bombo Military Barracks, we come back to UBC. My name is John Barnes. Good evening, Ugandans. It's ended 2-0 in favor of Villa, the away team down in Bombo, and thus they qualify to the round of 4. We don't know who they'll meet, but they aggregate 3-1. They join Bull, who ejected Proline. I'm still with my guys in studio, Ronnie Santos Mwene, and of course, Haruna Chobe and Haji Meiwa Farouk. Haji Meiwa is Sports Club Villa through and through, and Chobe, he breathes, lives, and everything about him is Vipers lately, though he belonged to Express in the past. The game of football.
Yeah, very good game. As a football lover, I'm very proud that Villa players managed to come and represent the colors. But you could easily easily tell they were not ready for the game. Like we knew, they were not organized, and surely the players, you cannot blame them. You saw they wanted to win, but they did not have the muscles. For Vipers, they played their game, come down and got the goals they wanted. Some are controversial to someone who cannot believe it, but they were the correct, all the goals to me, in my opinion. They were the goals. The goals were, they are okay. The referee or the officials got their cards on, and to me, the goals were clear.
Okay, Haji Mayor Farouk, you watched the game closer to Chobe, and I appreciate the camaraderie between you guys as you watched the game. There was no sign of any remorse between you two guys, and that is the spirit that Ugandan fans have got to carry on. These two guys belong to two rival clubs, but they watched it closely together, seated one next to the other, and none of them traded insults to the other, despite the frictions that we saw, as Ronnie Santos has alluded to. Haji Mayor, why watch the second half, and especially that goal that killed the game off by Milton Kalisa? Thunderbolt of a goal. Was it a goal first?
Coming back to the game, it's a hard luck. We should go back on the table, on the scoreboard. We start regrouping ourselves. We come back in the game. Concerning the goal, being fair, even although I'm a fan of Villa, it's a goal. And I'm a goalkeeper, I understand that situation. Okay. So, it's a goal.
Okay, Haruna Shobe, I'm glad that Haji Mayor is a passionate Villa fan. If there's anyone I know is a passionate Villa fan, I'm certain he's one of those. I'll not tell you what he does besides where we are now, but I know if there's anyone who bleeds that blood of blue from Villa Park, it must be Haji Mayor. He concedes it was a goal, and clearly, we also think it was a goal. And whether it was a goal or not, the referee, like we keep telling you, is the sole judge of fact. That is the most important thing. All others are opinion. Haruna Chobe, you are smiling from ear to ear. Your team is through. Finally, you get one over the enemy.
Yeah. Oh, of course, it is a good result for the Venoms. We progressed to the semi-final, but like we have seen, there is a lot that needs to be done. When you look at this game, in fact, the Sports Club Villa, despite all the problems of the pitch, despite all the happenings, but at least they were in the game up until that moment when he Milton Kalisa hit that thunderbolt. And in fact, it's why you see the players were trying to complain because they knew they were still in the game, they were still chasing it, needing only a goal or an equalizer to go into penalties. So that's why you see they were bitter with the assistant referee. But to me, I think he was in a position, he was well positioned to see whether the ball will cross the line or not. And another thing is the field markings to me were also lacking, because you can see in the goal itself there's nothing like any marking. So you leave it to the assistant referee to determine, because the good thing is, even when you look at him, he was right.
According to the position the liner was standing, you cannot defile that it's not a goal, because the liner was on the line for the final touch of the ball.
I think that goes to the team hosting. The team hosting the game, it is their responsibility to mark the pitch, to put on the lines before the game. But even to the clubs that have got standard pitches, you have to mark your lines. At least be ready for that. So there is no way you can blame the goalkeeper. You can see the referee. You can see the
but of course, Banzi, you still even give it to Sports Club Villa. Like Ron said, the way they approached the game.
Considering
four days without training, but they come up,
4 days,
put up. They were
around
they
five.
actually they actually raised the lineup 2 minutes to the game.
You see,
and also importantly, these guys have not been paid. Their minds are crossed between the field where they're playing and salary and areas at home. They have not paid rent. Maybe their housewives are suffering in those houses where they stay.
At the moment, me as a Villa fan, I don't blame the players. At the situation we are in, I don't blame the players. What we need as Villa, however much, whatever is unofficial, whatever is not unofficial, is go back to the scoreboard. And we lay the structure of the club. Other than that, we are going to suffer, and we are going to face a lot of
and of course, like Farouk is putting it, the only way to solve all these problems is by streamlining the administration. The administration is now the problem at Sports Club Villa.
Okay.
Look at the way the players responded after the goal.
Yeah.
Because even if when you are not contended, even if it's a bad call from the referee, there is no way a club can respond in such a way. There is no way players can behave like that. Just look at Ndahiro Derrick. He got the ball, sat on it at the goal post, and nobody from the officials was doing his best to say that these players get back to the what? Get back to the pitch. But that one happens because of administrative malfunction.
The administration lost the dressing room. At the moment, the dressing room is on the players. It's not on the administrations. The dressing room now of Villa is on the players. They are the one to handle. They handle everything they want.
I hope they are not the ones making the lineup.
No.
you may find out maybe, but there is a point where they interact with the coach concerning the
small family.
And in football, that one is there. We players, we come, we interact with the coach, say no, this is the position we think Haruna is preferable in that position, for example. So in that case, at the moment, players are holding the room.
Okay,
because
so
the management is out of the room now.
Yeah, it seems now we've got consensus in this studio where we are at UBC that Studio A and B. Studio A is me and Santos, and Studio B is Chobe and Farouk. That Villa needs a thorough combing up to ensure it returns football where it's supposed to be. If you listened and looked Chobe in the eyes, he clearly knows that Villa is much needed in Ugandan football. In 30 seconds, each one of you, our final remarks, starting with you, Santos.
Yeah, of course, it puts Ugandan football at stake because Villa is one of the
No,
clubs.
you're free to talk about anything else apart from that I've built. You're free to talk about anything as long as it's football. Please, don't in the middle of mine.
It's okay.
It's okay. Yes.
I'm like
30 seconds.
As a football agent, I would love to see Villa doing well because I have there some clients. So if they are not fine, I'm also not fine. Like any other Ugandan, because these players have got families to
take care for.
So I think it is better if Villa could reorganize, get really the right person to drive their club, such that because Villa has produced many talents, and you can look at the national team now. I think they only have Mugweri, yet this is the team that could produce more players. And like other clubs also, they need to really do the best. Let's have the best people, and it is not all about money. Sometimes passion. I thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Santos. Let me start with Hajmeiwa, the Sports Club Villa fan in here. Please, what your final remarks? And I don't influence you on anything as long as it's football.
My final remarks is that let us come back on the scoreboard, and we arrange for a next season for the Kakonglu Cup. And as in my position, as I preferred last year before, I'm coming for Villa president. So I regret whatever is coming on the ground, but I hope we are going back in top in future.
Haruna Chobe.
To me, first and foremost, I'd like to give credit to UBC and Fufa for this great partnership, because you see, in these trying times of COVID, people are watching football from their homes. That's really very brilliant. And I also congratulate my team, Vipers Sports Club, for having made it to the semi-finals. Of course, this is kind of a motivation to the boys, having lost their coach through resignation just 2 days ago, and now going into the semi-finals. It kind of boosts their morale, it kind of motivates them, and as you know, we are still chasing on two fronts. So when you go into the semi-finals, it really gives motivation to the boys. Congratulations, Vipers. But I also put it to Sports Club Villa. The boys have had a good show. They have come, they have played, and irrespective of whatever happened off the pitch, you could still see that they were raring to go. They really wanted it. They really wanted to go through, but of course, that didn't happen. But like Farouk was said, it's now up to the administration, the Villa fans, the Villa diehards, the Villa faithful, to come up and search a way forward for this club, because like Santos put it, this is one, if not the strongest clubs in Uganda and even on the continent.
Okay.
So in that case, it needs to be like they used it to be reinstated to their earlier status, not the way they are now. And lastly, I give it to Edward Kaziba. He has been around. He has motivated these boys, despite all the differences. But you could see he can still put up a team on the field of play, and they play like that. Thumbs up to Edward Kaziba and his coaching staff.
Yeah, I thank you, Chowe, for coming around anytime we call upon you. I thank you, Haj Mayo, for appearing on UBC for the very first time. Zoni Santos, I will not thank you because you staff at UBC, but still, welcome to the house again. From Ugandans out there watching, we thank you very much. Keep it UBC because tomorrow football continues. It's the Women Elite League final. It's that game between Shimaruns and Rines. Down from the Fatakini Costa Nigeria, and the Football Uganda Cup will return on Friday with a double header. Police against Wakiso and KCC against Express FC down at the Philip Omondi Stadium. From me, John Ban Centamo, the rest of the team in Kampala, it's bye-bye. Thank you all. See you again.
How it felt to do business yesterday. How we made you feel today. How it felt to track your letter of credit yesterday. How it feels today. What it felt like waiting for your guaranteed document yesterday. What you accomplished today instead. Introducing Quantum Trade, putting you ahead today.
Sponsored by.
There's magic in sharing the things that we learn, because it's those things that bring us close together. What does it mean to be closer together? It's taking the last bus home for a surprise visit. Closer together is strangers finding a connection. It's bringing home something much more than a box. It's the warmth of home, or the beginning of something new. There's magic in sharing the things that we learn, because it's those things that bring us close together.
Mulembe, mulembe,